Wait, why was it set to that? Why? What device was it? It was set to like REBEDREG. I'm like, what the heck? It's set for Find Mike, but that thing was lying to me. There we go. Glad to see you guys all in here for another live stream. My apologies for that weird technical difficulty. I noticed it halfway through the song. I was like, everything seems correct, but it's just not working. We're going to dive right on into this because we have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So let's go ahead and switch to that. I should have everything set. Yeah, we're good to go. So this storm right here, actually, not but a scan ago, we had 79 dBz on it. I believe I may be using the wrong radar site here. I sure am. So let me go ahead and just switch. I have so many radars open. I think, where is this? Okay, this is the correct one. There you go. That is 79 dBz on this new scan. And now it is beginning to weaken. It normally does that right when we go live. So, oh yeah, there's 80. I didn't even notice that. So that right there is a pixel of 80 dBz, which I haven't seen in a while. I've seen 70s before, of course. But 80 dBz is that's up there. Like for most color tables, 80 to 85 is the max on the color tables here. So we've got some very, very destructive hail out here in Colorado today. I do want to quickly look for some cameras out here. We have a whole fleet of cameras in Kansas that we'll be able to use. I highly doubt Colorado's going to do any good for us here, huh? It seems like we have one traffic cam in the entirety of Colorado. I don't know about that. That can't be right. Where do we happen to be located in a populated area? We are along 94. Perhaps we have something on 94. Nope. Nope. So this is not going to do us any good at all. But I mean, hey, at least we have our radar sites out here. So if you are inside this severe, I mean, it's not really going towards any populated areas. The closest place it's near is Pumpkin Center, which is right along Road 95. I believe that's a road, not a highway. Pretty sure that's just 95. And yeah, there's your PDS severe for the next 30 minutes. We're at a warning for 3-inch hail out here in Colorado, and we are expecting a lot more significant severe weather today. The tornado threat should be very close to zero today. It is a broad 2%, but we're not anticipating anything tornadic at the moment. So we'll just be watching these big hailstorms. The main area to watch for today is by far down here, further to the south. As we go throughout the next couple hours, here's the outlook for today. That is not the outlook for today. This is the tornado outlook for today. We've got this pretty large 2%. The wind outlook here, very much denoted inside that 30 hatched area. I think the highest probability will be on the southern edge of that hatched region, so that's what we'll be keeping an eye out towards, like Grove City and whatnot, because I think that will be where we have the highest risk for damaging winds. That's corruption. We're too far from the site to see it accurately. So this is your only main severe at the moment. We have a couple other significant ones for wind, but this is your only, I should say, PDS severe thunderstorm warning. We are down to just 8 severes and no tornado warnings, so we are pretty low on the warning side of things at the moment. It should pick up as we go towards, I think the peak will be closer to 8, 9 o'clock tonight, so about 3-4 hours from now. I think we'll start seeing the peak activity here. So, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it for sure. Let me go ahead and switch all over to this. Actually, I'll just pull this over here. That way you guys can see what we're looking at for today. So we've got a large level 1, level 2, and level 3 for severe weather today. That's a marginal risk, slight risk, and a enhanced risk for severe weather. Then we got a large 2% chance for tornadoes. There's no 5% or anything greater. Wind threat is a 30 significant out here, as these storms are expected to rapidly grow upscale into a damaging wind bag. And our hail threat is also 30 hatched, which this 3-inch hailstorm is actually outside the 30 hatched area. It's in the 15 hatched region. So, yeah, like I've said before, I mean, you don't really want to pay close attention to just the highest risk area, because areas outside that highest risk typically see severe weather. So not a lot of population inside that enhanced risk today. The main reason for the slight risk is, of course, should be for wind here. I mean, I know we have the hail threat, but it's mainly for wind. We've got the wind threat across all that yellow area, which is the slight, and then, of course, the 30 hatched area back out in this region. So a very windbag look to the outlook for today. You can see storms are expected to fire off up here and then slowly drift down towards Wichita. And they should die out near Wichita. The reason for this slight risk, I believe, is for additional storms that are developing in and around the Springfield area. Some models had those growing upscale and being an issue now. However, that's not the case. So, yeah, we'll just keep y'all on this destructive severe storm right here. They did just update it. It's still destructive. So, yeah, glad to see you guys all in here. We got JD, that random guy, Caden, Isabel, as well as Brooklyn. Let's see, Skycore. Glad to have you guys all in here. And Rain Maves as well. I do want to take a quick peek at Mesoanalysis. We should be getting a new one in here shortly. I hope. We'll wait for the new one to get in. What time is it? 22 UTC? Okay. Yeah, we'll wait for the 22 UTC to come through so that way we'll get more accurate information. But based off the information an hour ago, this was actually in a very favorable environment. I'm curious to see what the next mesoanalysis will say. I don't believe many, if any, of these storms are rotating at the moment. We do have our chaser today, Connor Croft, with us. He's going to be on the most discrete storm, most likely. I believe this one has the most discrete nature to it. That is where Connor's going to be, right here. So we'll be keeping an eye on his feed, and if he sees anything, I will gladly let y'all know. So we'll continue to watch it closely, and I will, again, let y'all know if anything changes and if Connor has anything. Burlington, Colorado, yeah, you definitely want to be hyper weather aware. The storm that Connor is on is actually heading right towards your location, so you definitely want to be hyper weather aware. Severe storms should approach your area. They're very slow, so probably in a good solid 2 hours. Yeah, they're moving at 25 miles per hour. Let's see. Yeah, the front portion of the storm could hit you as early as 7 o'clock Eastern at 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I don't know what time zone y'all are in up here in Colorado. Johnny, thank you for becoming an EF2 member. Much appreciated. And welcome to the stream, as well as Amy, Voice of Freedom. Glad to see you here. Let's go to this. I want to choose all, so that way I don't just see select few chats. Don't know why YouTube even has the option for just select few chats. Alright. So this storm, I don't believe we have any Tor possibles, but this storm looks the most interesting just because it's discrete. Like I said, anything on that southern edge, anything you see here is going to just be corruption on velocity. So if we actually had like an area of rotation, I would be blown away if it was actually right in that area. But the weird thing is, if we were to start seeing a hook, it would actually start to notch out towards, like that, the southern edge of it. So I do think this is going to be a storm to watch for the potential of a brief spin up. But it shouldn't be anything too notable for the tornado threat today. Is this going through a cell merge? It almost looks like it's going through a cell merge. It looks like this is a separate storm as opposed to this one. But apparently it's not going through a cell merge. So again, your particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. I've got like 4 radars open. Is going to be this one out here, which again, not in any named locations. How many people are in this? There is 63 people, 0 schools, 0 hospitals under this particular severe storm. So hopefully every last person is seeking shelter there, as that is a particularly dangerous situation. All right, let's see the CC. So CC typically can detect hail and also debris from a tornado. Of course, all of this is going to be hail, so everything you see in this area Minus this is clear air. So this blue is clear air. Anything you see right here, all of that's going to be hail. And then up here, this is a hail spike. You see these spikes? See how they're kind of very straight correlation coefficients? You've got a spike here, right there, and you've got another spike back out here. So those are hail spikes. Those are very common with significant hail events, and I mean we've even seen it with smaller hail towards like an inch, inch and a half. But this is definitely associated with the potential for upwards of 3-inch hail in both of these hail cores. So that the pink and the black out here and the gray, that's where your hail is going to be the largest. Now that's getting more concentrated towards the southeast and southern quadrant of the supercell. Up to, again, 77 dBz. So we went down. We went down to like 74, 73 dBz. And now we're right back up to 77 dBz on this very dangerous thunderstorm. All the other severes, I believe every other severe is warned for 70 unless they downgraded one. Let's see. Okay, there is some out in front extensions that are warned for 60, but this is warned for 70 here. This is warned for 70 mile an hour winds. This is warned for 70 mile an hour winds. This one's about to be canceled, and this one's warned for 3-inch hail. So most of our severes are warned for 70 mile an hour winds currently. And we're definitely going to have the potential for 90, maybe even slightly greater than that as we go towards the latter half of the evening hours. I believe the peak intensity of these thunderstorms should really be right around 8, 9 o'clock tonight. So we are live fairly early before these storms really become very dangerous. But I mean, already at PDS severe. Let me go back to Connor's feed. I don't want to miss anything he has. I wonder if he's getting battered by hail. Let me listen to his feed. Nope. Just very heavy rain. Oh, actually, I didn't even see that. We've got a severe in, wow, in Michigan. Right next to the Canadian border up here. Look at that. Look at that. That is a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds way up here in Bay Mills, Michigan. That is I think that's going into Canada. I'm pretty sure a small portion of that polygon goes into Canada. Because like literally here's Michigan. Michigan's right here, Canada's right here. Or I should say, yeah, Canada, Ontario. I wanted to point that out. I didn't even notice that was that was present. We do have an MCD out for a 40% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued out here in southwestern Missouri. So make sure you guys are just weather aware out there. The main threat, if these manage to get going, will be hail and isolated damaging wind events. Tornado can't be fully tossed in the trash can, but it doesn't appear probable at this moment. All right, let's go back down south here towards Colorado. Colorado here. I'm sorry about all the switching. I've got too many radars open. Indiana, you're good. We may have to watch towards Indiana for like day 6, maybe pushing into day 7. So probably like next Thursday or Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. Unfortunately, our live streams aren't really going to stop. I'm not going to do any content tomorrow, but after that, we're going to do daily live streams again. We'll be live not Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We should be live. So tomorrow, I'm taking a day off. I actually have quite a few things planned for tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow stays marginal. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a slight risk in Arkansas for tomorrow. And if we do, it will probably be for hail. I don't see anything tornadic tomorrow. Maybe a storm or two could possibly spin in Mississippi, Arkansas. But at the moment, we don't have any chances out there for tornadoes tomorrow. So, again, just make sure you are in your safe spot if you're in this destructive severe. I mean, there's only like 60-some people in there, so hopefully every last one of them is seeking shelter. The storm I'm more interested in is the one Connor's going for, because it just has a decent look to it at the moment. So there you go. Just to show you what I was talking about with corruption. See how this was, quote, rotating, and then boom, now it's falling apart. That's because it was corruption. I do think this is going to have a chance to do something in the near future if it can get its act together a bit more. You see the fake day 2 slide? No. Why? Did you put it over your house or something? Yeah, so these storms are going to continue to stay severe for most of the night. We're really anticipating severe weather throughout all of tonight. So if you live inside the risk area, which I'll go ahead and show y'all where that is. If you live anywhere from Denver, Colorado, all the way back towards south of St. Louis, make sure you're weather aware because we're expecting this. I mean, this is going to be a long-lived storm. All of these should stay discrete to semi-discrete until they get towards Garden City. Then they should form into a line by the time they get to or just to the east of Garden City. And then that line should push all the way until it dies out probably tomorrow morning in southwestern Missouri, southeastern Kansas. So we should have a very long-lived MCS tonight. Oh, do I have the wrong date? I do. I do have the wrong date. Thank you for pointing that out. I was for sure I fixed that. Huh. Oh, you know what I did? Huh. You know what I did? I didn't stream yesterday. So what I did was I moved it from the 6th to the 7th. Because I'm used to streaming every day, so I always just move the date by one. That's what it is. Or that's what it was, I should say. Also, just want to show you guys real quick, whilst we don't have, anything tornadic happening, but I really don't think we will have that much tornado activity. We do have a day 5 slight risk for severe weather up here in North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota. Pretty much the same risk that we saw about a week back, maybe slightly longer than that. And it looks like this is going to be a bit more to the west as well. And day 6, this will probably carry down towards Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois. And then day 7, like I said, we'll probably keep an eye out in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. And then, who knows, maybe day 8 we'll get down to my neck of the woods. But that's very far out. At the moment, we're really just watching day 5. I don't think not Sunday, but Monday. This is Monday's outlook. We may see a bit more stronger storms in this area. I'll keep an eye out for a potential upgraded risk there from the Storm Prediction Center. And then on day 4, we don't have anything, but day 4 definitely could be a slight risk, for north, south, Dakota, Nebraska. We'll just have to wait till we get closer and figure out what's going to happen with the environment. And tomorrow, I think the most concentrated severe weather will probably be out in this area here. I think that's where we have the highest chance for severe weather tomorrow. I didn't look further to the west, so... Ooh, actually, that is a little bit too far to the west. This area here. That area right near Little Rock. What about towards Texas? Does it look... it doesn't look the worst towards northeastern New Mexico tomorrow. But it doesn't look organized. We'll see. I mean, I don't really see any, clear organized thunderstorms for tomorrow. So hopefully we just maintain a marginal. So here's our destructive storm once again. Right out here in eastern Colorado. So that's warned for 3-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. That 3-inch hail is what gives it the PDS tag, particularly dangerous situation. Oh, my alley's in the high risk tomorrow? Let me see. I am in the level 1 out of 5 high risk. If you guys didn't know, typically marginal risks out here in North Carolina, Virginia, they perform ridiculously. So we call marginals high risks in my neck of the woods because they seem to give the best structures in the most severe weather. But in all reality, it's still a marginal. But man, like I've said, don't underestimate the marginals. I'm pretty sure, didn't we just have a tornado outbreak, right, in this area? I'm pretty sure in a marginal risk, we covered that tornado outbreak up here. I'm pretty sure that was a 2% marginal. because it broke the slight risk streak. Yeah, it definitely was. So don't underestimate them marginals, man. They will sneak up on you fast. You'll think, oh, it's just a marginal. It's not going to do anything. And then, yeah, you jinxed yourself. There's the new meso-analysis. Let's see what it says about the current environment. Very favorable. Very favorable for all hazards. What's lacking in the tornado department? I don't see much of an issue with it. Maybe the lower level jet? Do we have, like, lower level bulk shear, though, that will compensate for that? We do. It's just not very strong. And we have 100 helicity as well. Temperature dew point spreads are about 15, so that's probably what's keeping them not being tornadic. But, I mean, we don't have the worst environment at all for tornadoes out here. I think it's just that the dew points are too low and the temperatures are too high. Dews are at 63, which are actually very perfect for Colorado. That's, like, really good for Colorado. Those temperatures, though, 79? I think the temps are just too high. That's, like, it. If we had a bit lower temps, then this would be maybe a bit more of a notable threat, but I don't think it, I don't think we're going to see tornadoes today. We didn't see a 5% tor after the update. Nope. We should have, but we didn't. Yeah, we were definitely anticipating discrete convection initially. That was anticipated. And not this discrete, though. We thought this would be a line, which it is. We thought this would be a line, which it's just a blob of rain. And then we thought these would be either two lines or one more notable bigger line. So you're correct with that. These two we were not anticipating to be discrete. So long story short, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I believe I hear the sirens, but I can't hear it over Connor, so let me turn him off. I believe we just got a tornado warning. Are we going to hear a beep? No? Oh, we do have one.
Tornado warning for southeastern Morgan County in northeastern Colorado,
Probably
west central Washington County in northeastern Colorado, Morgan, and Washington County in Colorado.
Yeah, I imagine that's... Oh, yeah. Yep, I definitely see that needing a tornado warning. Really good call on the National Weather Service's part there. So you can see the notch that has started to develop there. I wonder if it's going to survive this little cell merge, though, off from the south. But you can clearly see there's a solid supercell right here. Now, the area of rotation is very sloppy and most likely corruption. And I say most likely corruption because we are scanning right through the either very, very heavy rain or small hail west of Woodrow, Colorado. But we still generally have, winds going in and around this supercell here. So definitely enough to warrant a tornado warning. Let me see how many people are inside that warning there. All right, let me go back to the right radar site. Oh, good. I muted the stream right when I got an ad. Let's see. There is 88 people inside that warning, so it's not that populated whatsoever, but still all 88 people need to be seeking shelter. Let me take a look at this from... Yeah, Woodrow is probably where all your population is, I imagine. Let's see if we have even a house over here. Yeah, there's definitely a few houses out here. And then, yeah, we got another one out here. Probably some other house more east. Maybe not. Oh, that might be a house. I don't think that's a house. Yeah, so if we have a tornado on the ground right now, which I highly doubt it, but if we did, tornado warning means the tornado's imminent or possibly even on the ground. If we did have one on the ground, it would be up in this general area here. I'm fairly confident we have a couple chasers on this. A lot of people are chasing today. So if there is a tornado on the ground, yes, we definitely have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chasers on this at least. So if there is a tornado on the ground, we should hear it from the chasers. So hopefully that will be relayed fast enough to the National Weather Service. I don't think any of them have live feeds. I'll check just to see if anybody happens to be on the tornado warning cell, which it would be quite the miracle. No, 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 and yes. Whoa, wait, was that? Oh. We may have had a brief tornado on the ground 2 minutes ago, based off of this chaser feed. I wish he would have pointed the camera more up, but it seems like there was an area of rotation with some debris at the bottom, some dust debris. So we may have had a brief, weak tornado. Not on the ground at the moment, though. But I mean, if it was a tornado, it just picked up a bit of dust. Still really interested in this storm here. It looks like it's gonna attempt to try to hook, but I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna succeed. Destructive storm splitting. It's not destructive anymore, and it's still not splitting. I really would have thought it'd be splitting. Jeez, that's a whole lot of rotation on the tornado warning storm. Gracious. That is a lot of rotation on our tornado warning storm from this chaser feed here. Wish I could show y'all, but kind of can't. Maybe Connor will book it up north. I mean, his storm's still not doing too bad. 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds, considerable severe for the next 50 minutes. So there's no tornado on the ground at the moment. But it is definitely imminent. There's a massive rotating wall cloud here, which basically means at any given second we could see a funnel cloud that could lead to a tornado. So just make sure that you are in your safe spot if you happen to be in Woodrow, Colorado. I can't tell if that's a tornado. Doesn't look like one. It just looks like dust. Describe this tornado. I mean, it's not a tornado, and I mean, if it was before, like the 3 minutes ago, where there was dust in an area of circulation above the dust, then, I mean, it didn't even consolidate, so it was very weak. Definitely didn't have an interesting look to it. We did just get a severe watch, actually. So, Springfield, Lebanon, Joplin, Branson, Winona, Poplar Bluff, jeez, Farmington, Salem, Rolona, Lebanon, Butler, you guys are all now inside a severe thunderstorm watch. Let me go ahead and see the probs on this. So, a non-zero tornado threat. We got a 20% chance for 2 or more tornadoes. That's actually quite decent. Main threat is, like I said before, wind and actually hail seems to be the highest threat. So hail with the potential of isolated damaging winds upwards of 65 to 70 miles per hour and a brief tornado or two can't be ruled out. I would describe, if I had to describe this supercell, a angry look with the potential, yes, of being very angry. Because at the moment, it's just like a big wall of inflow and dust in a massive mesocyclone and wall cloud. I don't know if this thing would be big if it dropped. I mean, I can't tell. It's just a bunch of dust at the moment, so I don't think there's a tornado on the ground. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. You can see all these winds streaming into the supercell here. We've got a lot of inflow. Winds going away, winds going towards the radar site, and a lot of winds going away from the radar site. So there's a lot of movement here, and it is resulting in the potential for a tornado right on the edge of that movement, which is right up in this area here. So we don't have a tornado on the ground at the moment, from what I could tell. It just looks like a big mess of dirt and dust. So make sure you're in your safe spot. We got a lot of other considerables. What happened? Okay, well, this just went considerable again. This one's considerable. That one just got upgraded to considerable. Seems like we have more than just that, though. Alright, guess not. And then this did get downgraded to 60-mile-an-hour winds, which is interesting. And then we just got another considerable further south. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant severes at the moment. But in 1 minute we should get much lower. We should lose like 3 of those. Jeez. That's a lot of, is that RFD? I don't know if that's RFD or a tornado. That's definitely not RFD. That could be RFD. I don't know. That could be RFD, or it could just be a big area of ground circulation, possibly. Because there's circulation above him, and he's just in a full-blown dust storm, it seems. I don't think it's on the ground. If it is, it's got winds of like 5 miles per hour. I mean, it's barely even... It barely even has anything. Gracious day. I really wonder if that is something. I mean, it's got a lot of circulation above it and a lot of dust below it. The only thing is you can't tell. You know, unless the thing consolidates, you're not going to be able to tell if it's a tornado. It would have to fully consolidate. There's the inflow tail. Regardless, it's very weak. I mean, there's nothing crazy here in terms of what he's going through. But anyways, again, if there's a tornado on the ground, it would be right here. Right on the edge of this storm. They did downgrade this, like I said, to 60-mile-an-hour winds, which I don't blame them. And we did just lose a lot of considerable severe, so we're down to 3. Oh, nope, 4 now. We're at 4 considerable severes. 2 are for hail, 2 are for wind. It's just a lot of blowing dust at the moment. I mean, it could easily have an embedded tornado. Honestly, there's so much dust, there could easily be an embedded tornado inside of it. So much dust. This is some classic Colorado stuff right here. like I said, I mean, this could really easily be on the ground because if it's not rain hiding this, it's a whole lot of dust. Whole lot of dust. Gracious. So, just make sure you're in your safe spot. This is in Colorado for those who may just be joining. I don't think I've said that in a whole, 5 minutes. So this is in Colorado, east of Denver. We're at the beginning stages of this severe threat. It should persist for at least, we should have severe storms for at least the next 6 to 12 hours. Between the next 6 to 12 hours. So at minimum, 6 hours, at the most 12. Man. It's just a dusty mess. Gracious. But I don't see any, like I said, I don't see any consolidated area of circulation or a tornado. So I don't believe this is on the ground, but it could be at any given second, so make sure you're staying in your safe spot. Still radar indicated. They just updated that polygon. So it no longer includes the west extent. There you go. There's your new tornado warned polygon there. It's a disextension, so it's not like a new warning. All they did is chomp off half the warning. Whoa. I was so busy watching this dude's feed with a massive area of circulation. Didn't even realize Connor's being pounded. Connor's being pounded by hail. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over here so that way I can show y'all Connor's feed, and I'm going to speed it up. I'll let y'all see it in just a second, and we're going to switch. I like to do it this way so that way if I get an ad, I can quickly just switch scenes. Plus, the radar's above my face cam, so I like to do it this way. So this is Connor Croft's live feed. He's south of Flagler in eastern Colorado. So that would be the storm to hit Scranton and Burlington over the next couple of minutes. It will get to Burlington in about an hour. Yeah, made that by a milestone's wind. At first, definitely hail. So for the next, from 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 6:35, all the way to 8 p.m. Eastern, the main threat's hail. And then after 8, we should transition into a lot more of winds. But, I mean, at the moment, the hail and the wind threat are equal. Or very close to it. I mean, if we went off of severe warnings currently, the hail threat's been the main issue. Yeah, day 5 slight. Yep. So I'm taking tomorrow off, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all live streams. Unless I have something planned, which I checked with my parents, and they said nothing, so. I just like to double check with them. Yep. June's not going to be as inactive as anticipated. We had an enhanced risk yesterday, which thankfully we didn't get any tornadoes out of that particular enhanced. I think we had a random tornado in either Arizona or New Mexico, one or the other. I'll go check. But yesterday's highlight was 3-inch hail and about 80 to 85 mile an hour winds. I think we had a report of 82 mile an hour winds. The tornado was in Arizona yesterday. Yeah, we had 3-inch hail in Kansas. And I swear I saw 82 mile an hour wind report or something. 84 mile an hour wind report in Kansas as well. So 3-inch hail and 84 mile an hour winds were the highlight from yesterday's enhanced risk. No tornadoes in the main risk area, but a random one in Arizona because it's 2024. So the feed you're watching right now is Connor Croft. He's on another storm, not the tornado warned storm. So just show you it. This is our tornado warned storm. The storm Connor Croft is on is, hold on, bear with me while I find KGLD. This one. Connor's on this storm. He's on the northern edge of the hail core, so he's up here. The main hail core is further south, so he's not even getting hit by the main hail. If any storm's going to produce a tornado, it's definitely going to be that tornado warning storm, but one that I'm keeping an eye on for the future is this one. But regardless, the tornado threat's very low today. Very low, but non-zero. Let me go ahead and see. We also have cameras ahead of this, so if this... it might be... It is. It's turning southeast. Dang it! I was gonna say, if it kept going east, we'd have cameras. We have cameras in Goodland, Kansas. Right here. Sharon Springs, Kansas. And we don't have any in this county, which is probably where all the storms are gonna go. But we do have a camera in Syracuse as well. So we have camera here, camera here, camera here. No camera, camera. So camera, no camera, camera, no camera, camera, camera. And then we have a bunch of other cameras throughout all of central, eastern, south central Kansas as well. The area where we have the least cameras is northern Kansas, which I don't think we'll see too much up there. Most of these storms are going to just track right into that enhanced. I think this is going to be where most of our storms stay. This should be the general pathing of them. The reason why that gets smaller, by the way, is because these storms should eventually, according to models and mesoanalysis, it should begin to weaken. And then we should be left with just a messy line of rain up here. Just a messy line of rain and then a line of damaging winds on the southern edge. Which we'll see if models are correct about that. Let me show you. Let me show you. How about that? You think that would be better? Instead of giving you a weird drawing, let me just show you. So there's that messy line of rain on the northern side and the line of damaging winds on the southern side. You can see it continues with damaging winds on the southern side, messy rain on the north side. So, what the heck? Why did my model run times go to UTC? How do I change that? Is it my whole radar site? It is. Local. Alright, let me see what Connor's up to here. So here's a loop of our storms in Colorado. You can see they are definitely strengthening. Definitely strengthening. These look like they're weakening, but these still look like they're maintaining to strengthen in here. They're very much present. I don't like this color table. We're going to switch it. Looks funny. Ignore all the names here. We're going to do this one. And yeah, we'll do that one. This one looks best, probably. Kind of. Alright, let's move this over here. So here's a live look at our severe storm from Connor Croft's feed. Looks like this is still strengthening on the east side. So this is the storm that Connor's on. Still watching that southern extent for the potential of at least a regional area of rotation. And Connor is currently right about here. Main hail core is off to his east. So you've got potential area of rotation, hail core, Connor. And then our tornado warning cell is back up here. Not that one. Let me get to the right one. This is our current tornado warning. It doesn't look the most impressive. But that's probably because we're in a radar hole. You can see that this thing's a big supercell, though. It's a big supercell, but it's not the most organized by any means. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this. This is most likely corruption. There's probably at least a little area of circulation here, but I don't think we're seeing 100 mile an hour rotation. But we're probably seeing at least some spinny clouds here. But we'll keep an eye on it. PDS chance, 0. There's no tornado. There's no tornado at the moment. I didn't want to go check back on that tornado warning storm. We have a chaser on this cell. Looks like he's got terrible cell reception. Yeah. He's trying to get out in front of the inflow notch. He's in a bad spot. Oh, well, now he's in a pretty bad spot. He's in a pretty bad spot. He's going to be in the RFD in a second. So if this is like really strong, he's going to be in a really rough situation. So no storms are destructive anymore, thankfully. We started the stream a bit early due to the PDS severe thunderstorm warning for 3-inch hail. So our 3-inch hail threat's already verified. I'd be surprised if we don't end up with at least 80. We may not see 90 tonight, but I'd be very surprised if we don't see 80. All right, where does... Okay. So this needs to stay on the southern storm. This needs to stay on the tornado warning, and this needs to stay on both Connor's storm and the previously destructive storm. There you go. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me see this. Now tornado reports coming through on this storm, so this might have a tornado on the ground, and Connor is, if it is, Connor's gonna be driving right into it. This has reports of a tornado on the ground now. Oops. So this may have a tornado on the ground. There's multiple chasers reporting a tornado on the ground with this. I don't know if we have anyone who's out in front with a live feed, because I'd like to see a live feed of it here. Oh, hold on. That might be your tornado warning for the cell. Let's see. So this is now no longer tornado warning.
Tornado warning for southwestern Kit Carson County in east central Colorado, Kit Carson County in Colorado.
There you go. Exactly what I was talking about with the potential for a tornado, and now I've got to find... There you go. So the National Weather Service does believe that there is the chance for a tornado with this storm. Tornado's imminent. Possibly even on the ground. Like I said, I'd like to see a live feed to see if it actually is. And I'm sure the National Weather Service can see those feeds as well. So, yeah, let me go back to Connor. I want to see if he's acknowledged. Yep. He did. He just said, "You've got to be kidding me." Yeah, you just got tornado warning, Connor. You missed it. He's falling behind it now. He stayed out in front of it for over 2 hours, and right when he falls behind, the thing produces, or potentially produces, a tornado. We don't know if it did. Chasers report that it has produced a tornado, but let me see. Seems like everybody's in like the inflow notch of this thing. Or not the inflow notch, the RFD. Seems like everybody's behind the storm or in the RFD and not actually like where you would be able to see the tornado. That's probably thanks to Colorado roads. Yeah, nobody has a live feed on this, but a lot of people reported a tornado on the ground. So just, regardless, be in your safe spot. Either way, be in your safe spot. This is this is definitely an imminent tornado, but it may be on the ground. And there it is. There is our first 80-mile-an-hour severe right here. So this is now warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds and 1.5-inch hail, as well as a tornado possible. And it is our far southern storm. And I gotta say, this was the storm I least expected to see warned for 80. I did not expect this storm out of all of them to be warned for 80. But there you go. That is now a 80-mile-an-hour severe. So if you're anywhere in these locations in southeastern Colorado, Rocky Ford and surrounding areas, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately, as this is warned for 80. Thank you, Julian. Glad to have you in here. Let me go back over to... Yeah, I would not be shocked if this is still producing a tornado. I wish I had a live feed, but that couplet is definitely strong enough to do so. So this particular scan is where we had reports of a tornado about to touch down. Then we had reports of a tornado being on the ground with this scan. And I don't know if we've had any more reports recently. I can go check, actually. But there definitely was reports moments ago. Yeah, I don't see any current reports of a tornado on the ground out of this. Let's see. Reports. Gracious day. I'm not gonna... I don't know the password to that. Yep. If we do have a tornado on the ground, it would be somewhere in this vicinity. Your area of rotation is completely corrupted, so it's impossible to tell from radar if it's on the ground. They also just continued that considerable. Is it downgraded? Oh, it's considerable for hail, as well as 60-mile-an-hour winds, and they just reintroduced the considerable severe for the storm more to the west. Gracious day, we are jumping headfirst into this. I go live and things go ham. I'm glad we went live an hour early. Barely even had time to talk. We jumped right in with 3-inch hail. So, like I said, it's impossible to tell if this is on the ground just off of radar. We've had reports moments ago of a tornado on the ground. I haven't seen any new reports. We also had a picture of it on the ground, but like I said, I'd prefer to have a video. I prefer to have a video of it. Not a picture, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they confirm it. Well, I can tell you this. If it is on the ground right now, then the National Weather Service is not aware of it. I don't have any reason to believe this is on the ground, but it seems like it was moments ago. Actually, yeah, a few chasers just said it again. Yeah, tornado was on the ground moments ago. So about 12 minutes ago, we had a tornado on the ground, according to multiple chasers with this storm, which was before it was even warned, by the way. I don't even think this thing was torp possible, right? No, it was not torp possible, so... I mean, I've been saying to watch this storm for a while, and it seems like it actually did produce a tornado. According to chasers. Again, according to chasers. Let's see. What's your thoughts on the CSU model for tornado outlooks in terms of accuracy? Low. Low. I think it's better far out, but once it gets to the 2-day range, it just seems to be very inaccurate. Like, I think it's pretty good to see what severe weather is possible from day 3 to day 8, but once it gets to day 2, and especially day 1, I just find it being inaccurate. But that's just what I have seen, and I've used it frequently. By the way, what does it even have for day 5? It has a wide 5%. I've also found out that it typically it's the location of some events wrong. Like we've had CSU has had its outlook 50 miles too far to the east. For instance, geez, the moderate, I don't know, I can't remember which one, what day I should say, but it was the moderate that covered like most of Iowa, southern Wisconsin, western Illinois, northern Missouri. It didn't have storms firing until like eastern Iowa, and storms started popping off in eastern Nebraska. So it tends to also have the location wrong. There's your tornado report. Multiple chasers report a cone, multiple vortices, tornado near the vicinity of CRG. It's like a ripoff of TRG. And whatever that is. Lasted about 5 to 8 minutes. So, like I said, that's when we got the report of it. Right on these two scans here. Right in between these two scans. Lasted for a while. 5 to... What did they say? 5 to 8 minutes? That's like a normal tornado. It's slightly on the more notable side for duration, but, you know, still quite normal. It looks like that storm more north that was previously tornado warned. This one up here. Nope, that's not the right storm. I moved the radar site. Come on. It's supposed to be up here. It looks like this this storm that was previously tornado warned is going more outflow dominant. I still see like 3 areas where we need to watch for the potential of rotating clouds. But yeah, it seems like they're going more outflow dominant, so more of a wind threat. And I say that because I'm looking at a chaser feed, and he has a big shelf. Also, 2.75-inch hail now reported on Connor's storm. He should have stayed out in front of it. I mean, I made the same mistake. But then again, I didn't want to get inside a tornado, so. Right when he let his guard down, too. Stayed out in front of it for 2.5 hours. Almost 2.5 hours. Just over 2 hours. And right, not but a couple minutes after he just decided to core punch it, dropped a tornado. And we also had a report of 2.75-inch hail. Which is a baseball-sized hail. So once this dropped a tornado, it dropped a tornado here on this scan. How long ago was that? That was at 22:37. It's currently 22:56. 22:37, I said. So that's like 20 minutes ago. So Connor, about 20-ish minutes ago, was... right. Yes, that's when he was doing the core punch. He was right about here. So tornado here, Connor here. He was a little bit far, but then again, I mean, that's close. I guess, I don't know, it depends on how you look at that, because in my opinion, that's like close, but to Connor, it's definitely far enough to the point where you're not going to be able to see a tornado, but, you know, for me, that would be a close one. Is this tour possible? Wow, shockingly not. I'm honestly pretty surprised with that. because I feel like these have little notches that could potentially produce tornadoes later down the line. I don't think they're imminent by any means. They just look interesting. And I mean, the middle one was tornado warned not but about quite a while ago, actually. 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago, that was last tornado warned. Still warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds, so the threat hasn't fully verified. Actually, what am I talking about? We had a tornado, we had 3-inch hail, and we've had 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's a clear verification. Uh-oh. Okay, continuing for 80-mile-an-hour winds toward possible. And I think we just got a new tornado warning, so let me see if I can hurry up and unmute this. There we go. We just got a new warning. That's wrong. We definitely didn't see 2 new warnings.
Tornado warning for North Central Cheyenne County in East Central Colorado, South Central Kit Carson County in East Central Colorado, Cheyenne, and Kit Carson County in Colorado.
So that's an extension of the tornado warned storm. Moving off now to the southeast. So that tornado warning goes down to 59 there towards CC. Friggin' subtitles over here. Roads named CC. Literally, like C and then a C. 2 people inside that tornado warning, so not a whole lot of people. But hopefully all 2 of those people are seeking shelter. Every life matters, for sure. So hopefully they're seeking shelter. I wanted to try to find maybe up here. Maybe. It seems like they may be on the northern edge of that polygon. Hopefully that is the case, because I believe, you know, if they're up here, I think if we have a tornado, it's gonna go to their south. It does, huh? It's like contradicting it. It's like all 2. Sounds weird. Kind of surprised this southern storm's not warned for more hail on the line. Both radar sites, maybe even all 3 of them. Yeah, all 3 of them, which are, of course, scanning at 3 different heights. They all indicate quite large hail falling from this storm. Wouldn't be too shocked if we're seeing up to 2-inch hail with this as it moves off to the east here. Currently warned for 1, but we'll see if they upgrade that. I mean, it's up to what, like 75 dBz? Let me check. 74, 74, 74. Okay, 74. I'm like 1 off on my guesses today. So that's got 74 dBz, which doesn't necessarily mean larger hail, but most of the time it does. Like I was explaining to Lucky the other day, you know, we've seen 3-inch hail from 60, 65 dBz pixels, and then we've seen 2-inch hail from 70 dBz pixels. It's like, the main reason why is because you're scanning at different heights. So, you know, if you're scanning like 100 feet up into the storm, you're probably going to be seeing right into the hailstones. So it may be like, I don't know, for instance, if you're 100 feet from the storm, the radar beam at least, it may show 60 dBz, but if you're 2,000 feet away, it may show like 70, 75 dBz, because you're further away, you're scanning up higher into that storm. Which makes sense. Let's see. Also, keeping an eye out for a spin-up tornado threat with this. At any given second, we could see one of these notches try to rotate at any second, which is why I believe they've continued that tour possible. Yes, they have. Because this is more of like a miniature QLCS over here. So make sure you guys are also in your safe spot if you're out here, southeastern Colorado. This should be the start of the main line. It seems like these storms aren't catching up. How fast are y'all moving, huh? East at 55? Okay, maybe they will catch up. Because these are moving at what? I'm blind. 25. 25. Kind of surprised, though. I guess they'll catch up eventually, but this should be our main area. This should continue to move east. These storms should merge into it. And according to the HRRR, these storms are supposed to merge before they hit this cell. So we should have like a big shebang of cell mergers out here in western Kansas, eastern Colorado, as these storms approach. And according to the HRRR, these storms are supposed to be much faster and approach at nearly the same time, which don't know about that. Don't know about that one, but okay. I think the most tornadic storm in this line is probably the middle one. It was previously tornado warned, so if any of these storms are going to drop a tornado in the next couple of in the next hour or so, it'd probably be that middle one, which again was previously tornado warned. It just has a little bit better odds since it's in the middle. The northern one doesn't have the best odds. Typically, you look at the northern edge of the storm for the biggest tornado threat, but the northern one actually doesn't due to the environment. At least from what I saw in the mesoanalysis. Let me look again. Yep, best environment is further off to the south. So these storms here have the best environment. Actually, the best environment in the entire risk area is right where I've circled. But they're not discrete. If they were discrete, they'd have a decent chance at producing a tornado, but they're not. This storm looks like it's falling apart. Looks a bit more messy. It's about to undergo a cell merge, so it's going to get messy real quick. If I were Connor, if I were a chaser out in front of this storm, or even in the storm, I would be probably just trying to get towards, like, this area. Because this is going to hit this storm right here. Those are going to cell merge. And they should be completed with the cell merge as they go towards this general area. And if you have to, you know, if these storms manage to die off, you could always just book it south towards this storm. Or you could just book it north towards these storms. You can see the edge of the polygons. Okay. Yeah, who forgot the warning? I think we need a warning here. I mean, I'm not a trained, well, I am a trained professional, but I'm not a meteorologist or anything, but I'm pretty sure we need a warning here. Because we have a warning here, but we don't have a warning here. I think we need a warning in the middle. But again, I'm not a meteorologist, so we'll see if they issue a severe warning there. Because we've got a 70-mile-an-hour severe here, and a 70-mile-an-hour severe here, and no warning in the middle. Ooh, let me go look at this real quick, actually. By the way, this line is just covered in dust, so if it does manage to produce a tornado, there is little to no chance you're going to be able to see it. Which we're not anticipating a tornado threat with this at the moment. But we'll monitor it, and if it does end up doing something, I'll let y'all know. This is very much corruption. I don't believe that this is rotating at all. Now, the northern one might be a little bit, but that southern one it's got to be complete contamination. Remember, tornado possible tags on that storm. These still look interesting. They still look interesting, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Alright, what's Connor up to now? He's doing another core punch. He is barely keeping up to this storm, man. He's barely keeping up with this storm. Down here, tornado warning cell. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Just choose all the wrong radar sites, will ya? This one. Connor is here-ish. Here-ish. And if we have a tornado, it'd be down here. Which I would be astonished if we have a tornado with this storm. I'd be blown away. Because it does not look impressive anymore. So just keep an eye on these storms. Make sure you're in your safe spot if you're inside the tornado warning or the destructive severe, which is the destructives in orange there, southeast Colorado. And yeah, just monitor it very closely. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's a spin up threat, and it looks like a lot of it's corruption. So, if any of these are rotating, it'd be the northern one up here towards, well, to the north of, I can't say any of these town names. Northeast of Rocky Ford. The southern edge, that just looks like corruption to me, but, I mean, you never know. Let me go higher up and tilt. Yeah. It's probably just straight line winds. The northern one looks more interesting. If it didn't have this storm here, this would be very much an area of interest for a tornado potential over the next couple minutes. But we'll see what happens once this cell merges. If it can clear this out, because if it didn't have this storm, there'd be a very nice clear slot for this storm to just pull in a whole lot of inflow. And it would not be that difficult for it to rotate in this environment. But because it has this stubborn rain shower in it, at the moment, it doesn't appear to be too tornadic. And the southern one, I think this is just straight line wind potential. Damaging wind bag. Which, remember, it's warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds, so it's definitely going to have that potential for damaging winds. Ooh, we got a picture of our multi-vortex tornado today. That, mind you, was unwarned. Did not fully consolidate. So it was a big bowl funnel at the top with multiple vortices touching down. Classic unwarned multi-vortex tornado. We did just get another warning. I don't know what this is going to be. It's going to be a severe for the area I was fussing about. Right up here, they just put a severe warning to fill up that gap. It's warned for 60. If need be, they'll issue another one further south for this area. If this storm continues to stay strong to severe by the time it reaches that area without a severe warning. So for the next couple of minutes, we're going to be in a radar hole with this line until it starts getting closer to Goodland. So this is going to be where it's in a radar hole the most. Matt, thanks for subscribing. Because it is currently in the direct middle of a radar hole. It's about 80 miles away from both of our radar sites. So we'll have the worst radar coverage for about the next 15 minutes or so. And then we'll start using the Goodland radar site. So this radar is really only going to be good for the southern storm now. This radar site's still going to be perfectly fine. But we're going to reach another radar hole shortly. So appreciate this this radar site while you can. Because by the time this storm gets towards Lamar, we're going to be in a very annoying radar hole for a long time. And I mean a long time. Gracious day. There's going to be like a solid hour without any radar coverage in this area. How fast is this storm moving? Please don't be moving less than 30. My bad, northeast at 50. Apparently it's moving northeast. I see it moving clearly east, but then again, I have glasses for a reason. barely northeast. Barely northeast. I don't know. That's moving pretty doggone dead east to me. Like, east is this way. And this storm is moving like this way. So it's moving barely northeast. This might ramp up very quick. You can see it starting to clear out an area right here. So this actually might be rotating now on the southern edge. This might be a very low precipitation hook. We'll know shortly, because if it is, they'll tornado warn it. Still warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds. Did they already continue that southern severe? No, they didn't. Okay. Let's go back to our current tornado warning, which is... Let me choose all the wrong radar sites first. Well, this is in a bit of a radar hole, but I mean... That's your tornado warning for the next couple minutes, next 17 minutes there. So keep an eye on it. Watch it closely, just in case something happens. Let's see here. Now warned for 16 more minutes till 7:30. For the potential of a tornado. That southern one is looking very interesting now. This one's looking interesting for hail, but this one... I'm quite confident most of that is corruption. We may have some weak spinning clouds, but I don't believe we have anything strong at all. But we probably have some clouds that are spinning out here. West of however you say that name in Colorado. I don't know how long we'll be live, but we'll definitely be live till at least 9 o'clock. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Most, if not all of y'all have. Ooh, that is not a good scan. And share this stream with your family, friends, social media, as well as... what else do I normally say? Oh yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I forgot my train of thought there. The only good software, the best software out there, the only one that's reasonable, the only one that you can actually use and do analysis on, GR2 analysis. It's the only one I like. Like, really like. I'm the only reason why, like, okay, let me put it this way. If I wasn't streaming on YouTube frequently, I would not have GR Earth or Radar Omega. I would just have GR2 analysis. That would be the only program. Yeah, this is, I would not be too surprised to see a tornado warning come out for this. Even though it looks skeptical, there's probably a low precip area of rotation out here. I wonder if we have chasers on this. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't think anybody was targeting this far south. No. No one's down here. Again, this could also be an area of interest for the potential of a tornado over the next couple minutes here. After this cell merge completes, so we need this rain shower here has to fling on up into the main core of the supercell. And then we'll see if we start to see this hook pop out or if it isn't present at all. But this could definitely be tornadic. It's just hard to tell because of the placement of the radar, so I don't want to... It's Tor possible for a reason. It's Tor possible for a reason. Let me check this. Which one is it? Nope. Not that either. There you go. Does this have, like, barely any lightning? It has some good lightning with it. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. See what happens here. But, I mean, it's definitely, this one looks pretty interesting for hail. I don't think it looks good for, like, a tornado threat, though. Now, I want to go check this one, too. Let's see what this is. Yeah, this one has more lightning with it. Okay. I thought so. So does that southern one on the line have, like... it has some lightning, too. They all have a lot of lightning. I was trying to see what storm has the most lightning with it. Thank you, Danny, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Our chaser Connor Crofts attempting to get out in front of that tornado warning back up in this area. This is going to be warningless, tornado warningless, I should say, in 12 minutes, unless otherwise specified by the National Weather Service. Wouldn't be shocked to see them cancel that, though. So, in my opinion, for tornadic-wise, I'm keeping an eye on two areas. Both are in southeastern Colorado. That is what I'm watching the most. Still warned for a tornado possible, 1.75-inch hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds. If this wasn't torp possible, I wouldn't be saying, you know, we may have some spinny clouds here. Because I would just assume that's corruption. It's not even torp possible. But this is torp possible, so I assume that there's at least a little bit of rotation with probably that southern area that I have circled. I don't know about that northern area. Jessa, thank you for subscribing as well. Like I said, I'm only going to take tomorrow off, and then we're going to have daily live streams probably all the way till Thursday, maybe even beyond that, for the upcoming severe potential. This will probably be one of our longer live streams out of those, though. Wednesday has the potential to be like a near 3-hour live stream, but today's probably going to be one of the longest ones, which will be about 3-4 hours. What are we at now? Yeah, this will probably be about a 3-hour stream unless something occurs and I keep going beyond that. So we're not even halfway done the live stream, y'all. This threat is really just beginning. I think the tornado threat's going to be more notable now. I think it's going to be more likely that we see tornadic storms between now and 10 p.m. And then after 10 p.m., that tornado threat should tamper off rapidly. In my opinion. I don't know what the H-tripler, what the heck did I just call that model? The H-triple-R. I don't know what the H-triple-R is depicting here. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I think that these storms are going to merge into the line. I think that this will have a play in it later down the line, but I think these southern areas are going to be the more area to watch for wind. These should merge first. Is basically what I'm saying. All right, let me go back over here. Still tornado warned for 9 more minutes. I mean, there's nothing left of this storm tornadic-wise at all. What happened was a cell impacted it from the southern side, cut off the inflow, and the hook literally just kind of went whoop. The hook kind of did something. It just kind of fell apart. I mean, it doesn't even look like it occluded. It didn't, you know, wrap up into the main base of the supercell. It didn't go like this. It just kind of went flop. It just flopped. Doesn't even seem like it occluded. That southern area still looks interesting. Maybe some isolated spinny clouds out there. I don't believe with any storm or tornadoes imminent, which, I mean, we're tornado warned on that storm, so just make sure you're in your safe spot. Tornado warning means the tornado's imminent. We'll see. But outside that tornado warning, I don't see anything that screams like a tornado's imminent or anything like that. Let's see. Yeah, these storms still aren't really rotating, which, like I said, we're not expecting much of a tornado threat. I'm still interested in that middle one the most. You can see that supercellular look to it. Still more interested in that one, tornado-wise. Oh, they did upgrade that hail threat, by the way. They upgraded it just a little bit. Instead of it being warned for 1-inch hail, they upgraded this to 1.5-inch hail. The reason why it wasn't higher is because by the time they pulled that warning, the storm was already beginning to weaken. And we now no longer have a tornado warning, which I 100% agree with. I was anticipating them to cancel that. I didn't think they'd let it go for another 7 more minutes. I think Wednesday could expand further south. I don't know, Drew, honestly. I'm just going to say that. I don't know. I straight up don't know. It's not close enough to the point where I would say much. Models are very much all over the place with exactly pinpointing the risk. I think it will be more... let me just show you my thoughts. Let me see their outlook. I haven't really looked at their outlook. I saw it. Ooh. Huh. It's going to depend on the capping. But it's definitely a possibility. No, yeah, it is definitely a possibility. Did you say Lincoln? If you said Lincoln... Oh, you didn't say Lincoln. But I do think it could go all the way far south as Lincoln. It does look pretty interesting. In my opinion, it looks the most interesting in like southwestern Minnesota, western Iowa, eastern Nebraska, eastern South Dakota. I hope I said that. I'll say it again. Eastern Nebraska, eastern South Dakota, southeastern Minnesota, western Iowa. Hopefully I said it that time the first. Hopefully I said it in that order the first time. Gracious day. Yeah. The majority of the activity in the U.S. should stick on the northern side. I'm looking at the ensembles right now. And, not the north... Gracious. I am not this tired. Holy crap. I think the majority of our severe weather will be in this area here. Over the next couple weeks. I'd be pretty surprised if we see severe weather, like a notable severe threat, more east than that, or more south than that, like where we have today. I'd be surprised if we see another event like today next week. I think next week we're going to be more focused on like the northern and central portion of the plains. Some may consider this the South Plains. Debatable. I think, personally, I consider this the Northern Plains, this the Central Plains, this the Southern Plains. So I don't think we'll be talking much about Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi. I don't think we'll talk much about those states. Maybe Mississippi, for flooding. We're watching the potential for that tropical storm or tropical system, not storm, tropical wave, tropical system. No AOI on the NHC yet, so we're not anticipating a tropical storm, not even a tropical depression at this point. But we could see some considerable flooding being a possibility over the majority of Florida, specifically south of Tallahassee. So we're still monitoring for that potential flood threat. It looks like we could have, yeah, potential flood threat in Mississippi around the 15th. Between the 15th and 19th. That's far out, though. 15th and 19th. 15th and 19th. That sounds familiar. 15th to the 19th. I swear we were looking at something on that. Yeah, I don't think we'll see a second tropical system. I think that's the first tropical system. Yeah. All right, back to our storms. They just died. Hold on. They downgraded this severe and upgraded this severe. Weird. But I definitely agree with them upgrading this one. They just upgraded it to 1.75 inch hail, 70 mile-an-hour winds. That's a good call. But we'll keep an eye on that one. That is one of our more notable severes at this moment. Our most notable severe is this destructive further to the south for 80 mile-an-hour winds here. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't see the I don't see any type of rotation with this anymore. It seems like that cell merge completely destroyed the northern one, and we had a cell merge on the southern one that completely destroyed it as well. But oh my goodness, I gotta hurry, gotta hurry. I'm not gonna make this. I made it. I made it.
Tornado warning for North Central Kiowa County in southeastern Colorado, Kiowa County in Colorado.
Isn't that this? Isn't that this county? Right? Because we just had a severe. Where is this thing? Oh, yeah, it did. What? 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 Huh. That is, that is interesting. Why is that even tornado warned? I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a meteorologist, but that, you know, typically you tornado warn something when it's rotating and when there's at least a storm there. You know, if they were going to warn this, they probably would have waited until it went towards the tornado warning and started showing signs of rotation, because at the moment, there is nothing that says it's rotating. And we are at a good vantage point. Like, if this thing was rotating, we'd see it. We have a good radar scan in this area here. That whole area. This whole area is a good radar scan. Except for once you scan, yeah, I mean, that whole thing. This whole scan. So, that's weird. Once this storm goes a little bit south, it's going to start interfering with the northern edge of this line here, so it won't be as good of data, but, I mean, if this was rotating, I have a very good feeling we'd see it, so, they must have a chaser on this who's, like, just in the right area, but I don't even think there's chasers on this. I don't think there is. I mean, I just checked like 2 minutes ago. More like 20, but I'll check again. I never know. Somebody could like fly here. Okay, there is one chaser on this, actually. But he is in the storm. Like, he's not in a good intercept area to see a tornado. Or an area of rotation. Oh, well. They warned it for a reason. Just make sure you're seeking shelter. Important thing is that you're seeking shelter. Let me go over here. They just issued a new MCD. Localized corridor of significant severe gusts, the potential for 75 to 85 mile an hour winds, and a few instances of large hail and a brief tornadoes will also be possible. That is going to be right here. Is that correct? Yeah. There you go. That's correct. So that's correct. That new MCD, which was actually issued quite a while ago. But it's still in effect. And then this was the one that was just issued. Which they have the wrong link to it, so I can't read it to y'all. I'm going to have to go to the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center page. So I can see this MCD. Alright, so northern side right here. This is where they say the greatest threat for a large hail and a tornado threat over the next couple of hours. And then the southern side, the greatest threat for a few brief tornadoes, as well as severe wind. So more hail on this side, more wind on this side, tornadoes possible on both ends. A significant gust will be the main risk. Oh, there they go. They fixed it. 70 to 80 mile an hour winds will be possible. 2.75 inch hail will be possible. And a brief tornado or two will also be possible. That's all inside this mesoscale discussion here. Whoa, hey! Whoa, when did these explode? I ain't been looking over here. They just put a severe warning on the northern one for 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. And this one's considerable for 2 inch hail and 60 mile an hour winds north of Springfield. I didn't know Missouri was wanting to get in on some action. Let me reopen that radar site I closed about 40 minutes ago. I still need this one, and I still need this one for the southern storm, and I still need this one for pretty much every cell. So we'll just open a new one. Take this over to Missouri. Springfield radar site. We'll wait for that to load. Okay, right off the bat, definitely no rotation. That's for sure. But you do have an outflow boundary here. You can see that clear as day. So this is just really a hail threat, isolated wind threat. But we'll keep an eye on him every now and then. We'll check back with those. Well, this is tornado warned for the next 39 more minutes. The reason why that warning's a little bit on the duration side of things, it was warned for, I think, 46 minutes. Now it's down to, what did I say, 36? Wow, 39. So it was warned for 46, now it's down to 39. Because, of course, time keeps moving. But by the time this storm even gets into that tornado warning, we're probably going to have 30 minutes, if not less than that, left on the warning. And honestly, I don't even know why they warned it. I know why. It's because this storm is going to approach that tornado warning. But, like I said, we have a clear view on this storm. No area of rotation. It's not even in the tornado warned storm. The only chaser is inside, if not very close to this hail core here. Definitely will not have a view of where there would be a tornado, which if there were a tornado, it'd probably be on the southern edge here. I don't really see another area where that would occur. But I just don't see why they warned it. Obviously, they warned it for a reason. Like I said, storms approaching the tornado warning might be tornadic, but I don't see anything like... I don't see anything that screams like imminent tornado out of this storm. Just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in that tornado warning in southeast Colorado. The only National Weather Service I know that has actually successfully pulled this off is Norman. I know Norman, Oklahoma warned a storm an hour ahead of time in western Oklahoma, and it later on produced a very significant tornado for multiple hours. I don't know if the tornado was on the ground for multiple hours, but we had multiple significant tornadoes for multiple hours from that storm. And Norman had it warned an hour before it even produced a tornado, and the storm wasn't even in the warned area. Let's see here. Is Connor out in front of this storm now? He is. It just doesn't look impressive, though. Are we in Kansas yet? Okay, we're not. I want to at least use one of my traffic cams. Let's see. Whoops. We'll continue to watch it, see what happens here. I'm not sure who that is, Bobby. Does it look interesting at all? Does his feed look interesting? Is there a big area rotation or a tornado? Are the clouds spinning like crazy? Let's see. There we go. So we'll just continue to keep an eye on this, and yeah, let me go ahead and close out all this stuff. I'm not using anything tropical. I don't know why I have all these tropics pulled up. Much better. Oh, I can tell you that's an area of corruption. Jeez. Imagine that wasn't corruption. We'd have like 140 mile an hour rotation right now if it wasn't. But it is. Connor's on this storm, by the way. Connor is on this cell. So if it does do something, we'll see it from Connor's feed. He's not on the tornado warned one. He's on this one up here. The one that previously produced a tornado that we called out. We should be pretty high up there in the warnings now. Yeah, we're up to 12. It's not like a ridiculous amount, but 12's higher than the 4 we had about an hour and a half ago or so. Excuse me. Let me go back to... There we go. So, again, this one's warned for 80 mile an hour winds further south, far southern severe. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for 80 mile an hour winds. This is going to eventually go towards Lamar here in Colorado. Do they still say this is moving northeast, or did they fix it? They still say northeast at 50. It's moving more east than northeast. It's moving more east than northeast, but I mean, just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in that severe. That's our only dangerous situation at the moment. We also have a tornado warning inside that severe, which is interesting because I see absolutely nothing on the north of that. There's not even an upper level meso with it. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing here. Do this really fast. Geez, what was I wanting to look up here? Maybe this is it. Nope. So again, we'll just continue to watch these thunderstorms here as they produce very large hail and significant damaging winds. We'll also keep an eye out for any spin-up tornadoes that we may see today. Still continuing that considerable severe up there for Cope, Colorado for 70-mile-an-hour winds and 1.75-inch hail. So most of our activity at this moment is focused on the southern edge, as expected. So we'll continue to monitor that. According to the HRRR, these storms should still continue to be severe to isolated significant until they eventually get to the northern edge of these southern storms, where these will hopefully die out in about an hour and a half or 2 hours here. And then our primary threat will be these southern storms as they track from Colorado through southern Kansas. And then eventually, they may last all the way until southwestern Missouri. They did just downgrade this severe. So once this expires in, 38 seconds, I didn't even realize it was that soon. Then we will be without any particularly dangerous situations. So that is good news. I think Arkansas has the best shot at severe weather tomorrow. Maybe extreme northwestern Panhandle, Texas, eastern New Mexico, central and south central Arkansas. I'll circle areas for you. This area here for tomorrow, and more specifically, this area here for tomorrow. Those are the two areas I'm watching. But neither one of them look notable at all. Like, they look terrible. At worst case scenario, we may see isolated 1-inch hail. Maybe up to 1.5. I'd be surprised if we end up with 1.5-inch hail tomorrow. I don't see anything crazy at all. I don't see it. Which is why they're at marginal. Is that a cell split that we just had? Let me go check. Yep. We had a bit of a cell split up here. The northern side of this storm went northeast, and the southern side of the storm went southeast. Both are warned for... Oh, actually, the northern one is warned for 1.75-inch hail. The southern one's warned for 2-inch hail. If we manage to see a tornado today, the best chance is going to be this cell here as it moves off to the southeast. But that chance is still very low. Alright. Wait to get an ad on Connor's feed, and then once I get an ad, I will show you all his feed. This is producing probably some pretty large hail. They still have it warned for 1.75-inch hail. I wouldn't be surprised to see a new severe get issued for somewhere out in this area here. That area of rotation, quote unquote, is actually corruption at the moment. There may be a bit of weak rotation right on that little notch, but it's definitely not 110-mile-an-hour rotation. But there may be some weak spinning clouds out there south of Cope, Colorado. So just take note of that. It's not tour possible. It doesn't look over the top in terms of tornadic. And the reason why I say that is because it's corruption, so. Southern one is one for 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds out here, east of Lyman in Colorado. Keep an eye on this one. It does look pretty interesting, honestly. You can see a decent area of a supercell embedded in here, and then you've got your flanking line of convection down in that area. You have a small notch of inflow, so it doesn't look the worst. Definitely want to keep an eye on that, just in case. Yeah, no wonder why they downgraded this to considerable. But it is getting far from the radar site, so it's going to be difficult to see these storms now. We're not in the middle of our radar hole yet. The middle of our radar hole begins at, let's see, just east of Hasty. So once this line gets to here, a little bit more west than that, right there, that is where our radar hole really begins. This thing is looking like a big hailer as opposed to anything tornadic now. I would not be shocked to see them upgrade the hail threat. They have it for 2-inch hail, but over the last few scans, that has developed quite the hail core right there. I mean, that's probably getting close to 75 dBz. My bad, that's at 80 now. So that's tied with the highest dBz we've seen today, which that storm was one for 3-inch hail with 80 dBz. Did just tamper off quite considerably there, down to about 73 dBz now. So that fell off in one scan. So they may not upgrade that now, considering how fast that weakened. Alright, so that radar site. This one's really becoming useless. We'll keep this radar site up for about another 6 minutes or so, and then we'll close it. The Goodland radar is going to quickly become our main radar for both of these storms here. Well, Connor's yet to give me an ad, so I might just show you his feed now. It's a live look from Connor Croft on the storm north of the tornado warning. So this is not the tornado warning cell. There's going to be an ad right when I know there is, right here. Right where the radar is the storm that Connor's looking at. That storm right in the middle of your screen above my face cam. Let me fix that date. There we go. So there's your storm. Definitely not impressive. It looks interesting, but it's not impressive by any means in terms of severe threat. But I would be spazzing out if I saw that in real life. The crazy thing is the radar presentation is like trash, and then in real life it looks like this, like actually pretty decent. Report of 56 mile an hour winds, nothing too over the top. So we'll continue to monitor that. And I will let y'all know if they upgrade any more warnings here. Most of these warnings are either for the potential of large hail or significant damaging winds. We'll just go through them real quick. See what all these are warned for. We'll do the Goodland radar site. So this one's warned for next 9 minutes, 1.75 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds. The extension is for 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. They're about to issue a new severe somewhere in this general vicinity here. We'll get a new severe shortly. The one just to the southwest of that in Colorado warned for 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds for the next 39 minutes. The one Connor is on is warned for 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. The one, which is apparently tornado warned, is warned for 2-inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. There's your tornado warning for, again, 2-inch hail. And our line of damaging winds here we've had our first partial cell merge, warned for now 1.75 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds toward possible. Southern side, 1.75 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds toward possible. Alrighty. So there's a rundown. We also have storms out back towards Missouri, north of Springfield. First one, 2 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds, 38 more minutes. The cell split, 2 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds for 38 more minutes. The one for Osage Beach, 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds for 23 more minutes in southwest Missouri. I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to keep y'all on this radar site, and I'm going to switch y'all over to Connor's feed. And I'm going to take me a break. I will be right back. Potentially a language warning. I don't know. Sometimes Connor surprises me, but I'll be right back.
So much dust in there.
Alright. I am back. Welcome, Pete, Samuel, Haley, Misty. Glad to see you guys all in here. Let me go ahead and mute Connor.
Just dust.
So, yeah, we'll continue to watch these cells here for the next hour or so. As they continue to be big hail and wind makers. I know my my monitor's flashing at me because of Connor. It's flashing at me. Not sure why it does that. They just expanded that severe for 7. Oh, actually not. Wow, 60 mile an hour winds. 60 mile an hour winds and 1.75 inch hail. Let's see if we can get the Goodland radar. Where's the Goodland radar? Here it is. So that's for now more of a hail threat. I'm kind of surprised they didn't warn it for 70 just because this notch here could have up to 70 with it. But, I mean, that's their call. It was warned for 70 before, but now it's considerable for just the hail side of things here. This is in Colorado once again. Tornado warning. Oh, hey, they just went destructive for that for 2.75 inch hail. Not surprised. The last one that had that DBZ actually was for 3 inch hail. But that tornado warning still remains in effect for 18 more minutes. And I still haven't seen a single bit of tornadic looks to this storm. No velocities, no INRA, no decent looking hook, no supercellular structure. I haven't seen anything interesting with it, but obviously they saw something, so. Just make sure you are in your safe spot if you're in that warning. And the storm further to the south looks to have weakened drastically. I mean, really, really weakened over the last 3-4 scans here. I mean, this thing went from a really intense, destructive, severe, capable of all hazards, including multiple spin-up tornadoes, to they have it warned for 70, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's dropped even less, because it does not look impressive at all anymore. This is still warned for 60 mile-an-hour winds and 1.25-inch hail out here in Colorado. So there's your main line beginning to form. It's out here further to the southeast. Storm should cell merge. Is that in? Okay, that's still the old MCD. Got it. So they're starting to cell merge now. These two are really merging together, and before you know it, they're going to connect right here, and it's going to be very, very soon. It should be in definitely before we hit 9 o'clock Eastern. We're not going to end at 3 hours. We're going to go just after that, so that way we can see the new SPC outlook. So we're going to go a little bit after 3 hours. Five people inside that PDS severe thunderstorm warning. "14 severes and 1 tornado warning active. Hopefully these begin to deteriorate the closer we get to our ending time. I'd like to end with no tornado warnings and less than 10 severes. That's the goal. Hopefully that happens. Good, Haley. I wonder if we could see this from the Goodland camera. It's windy, but definitely not. We're going to have to keep a very close eye out for Syracuse, because these storms are going to hit Syracuse quicker than we think. We probably won't be live for that, but I'll definitely keep an eye on the camera, just in case we could see something. Everything's high-based, so most, if not all, of this threat is going to be hail and isolated wind. The only tornado threat we should see is brief spin-up tornadoes along the line once it really gets going here in about 2 hours. Or 1 hour. Actually, it should be in an hour. Wow. Just realized it's very, very close to 8 o'clock. About 30 seconds away from 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, so this stuff is, I guess it's really doing what we were expecting. I was going to say it's not as strong as we were anticipating, but it really is. Yeah, the only thing that we weren't anticipating is these storms to be moving more east as opposed to southeast. And what I mean by that is they didn't form as far north as we thought. We were anticipating them to form a little bit more north, but I mean, it shouldn't mess up the forecast at all, honestly. Oh, good. Here comes the newer model run. That's going to correct the northern extent of that. Good, good, good. Here comes 23Z. Yeah, I think our peak wind speeds will probably be about 10, 11 p.m. tonight. I think that's when we're going to have the peak event. And it's probably going to be in a radar hole, mind you. So let's go back over to our closest radar site. This stuff's going to be very difficult to see. We can't use that radar site anymore, so we're going to close that. We're really just going to be stuck with the Goodland radar site and the east of Pueblo radar site here, and then we stop the Missouri storm still going. We have 3 considerables now in Missouri. All of them are for hail. 1.75-inch hail, 1.75-inch hail, and then this one's for 2-inch hail. We have 6. We have 6 considerables in Colorado, and then we have 3 out there in Missouri. Only severe in Colorado that's not significant is this one. Which is north of Hugo, Colorado. Most of this is just going to be wind back potential now. I'm pretty sure our highest tornado threat's nearly over. We have probably at the most another 58 minutes of our prime tornado threat. And then, like I said, later on tonight, we still have the risk for spin-up tornadoes. But if we were going to see, like, a strong tornado today, there's a really high chance it would have already happened. So, I don't think we're going to see anything. Like I said, we could see a brief weak tornado as the line really gets going towards 10, 11 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. But our main tornado threat was... it's really already done. All right, let's go back over to, whoops. Let me go back a bit. Okay. Sorry, I was quickly checking something. Whoa. Huh. That's in a good spot. It's got Spectrum with it too. That might be something. It's hard to tell if that's corruption or not, but just keep an eye on that north of Hasty. That does look really interesting on the last two scans. More specifically, this new scan. Still warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.75-inch hail, and still torp possible. So all hazards possible with that. Which is, of course, this line here. How far are we from the radar site? If we're more than, like, 50 miles, it's best not to trust that. Oh, man. Yeah, we are 67, 68 miles away, so it's best to just assume that's corruption. But we'll keep an eye on it. I still don't know why the heck this is warned. It's got 10 minutes left, and the storm just now got inside the warning. But, alright. Connor's storm doesn't look too bad now. The velocity couplet is, like, completely unaligned, but this stuff's just going to be a merging mess. And then, like I said, it's going to take a good... It's going to probably take a good hour for this stuff to get really merging, and then once that's done, it will take another hour for them to completely combine and organize into a solid line, and then we'll have an hour of peak activity before more storms merge with them, and hopefully start to kill off the threat later on tonight, right around midnight, maybe pushing 1 a.m. The good news is we've almost covered the full hatch risk for hail. We've covered like we've covered probably 30 or so % of the wind threat so far, and not even close to all of the tornado threat. We've probably covered about 30% of the wind threat, 20% of the tornado threat, and probably like a good 80% through the hail threat in terms of the significance of each. So we'll still have hail possible tonight, but the peak hail threat was when we started. It's been peaking now, and it should continue to peak all the way till 9. 9 to 10 o'clock is going to have the most uncertainty, because that's when we're going to be going through the cells merging. They're no longer discrete. They're still trying to be linear. So 9 to 10 o'clock is where we're going to have the most uncertainty on what may happen. Let's see. Still looks significant tonight. I still wouldn't be shocked if we see 90-mile-an-hour winds tonight. We just probably won't be live for that. So we're going to wait for the new meso analysis here, which should come out at any given minute. I hope. Should be the 00Z, right? Yeah. Yep. What time did we start? 5:55 is when we started. Yeah. 15 minutes after that, yeah. We may aim to end at like 9:10. It depends on when the SPC's new outlook comes out, though. If they're late, we'll end late. So we're in the prime radar hole now. Out here. This stuff's actually, my bad. They're getting out of the radar hole up here. We're getting out of the radar hole in this area, and we're entering the prime radar hole in this area. Out here in Missouri, still a lot of hail. A lot of hail with these storms. That's about the main issue. We could still see him, yeah. See how fast that area of corruption fell apart, so that's why I didn't want to trust it. Sooner than later, we're actually going to barely be able to see these storms. Let's hope the range folding stays out here. If the range folding stays out in this area, we'll at least be able to see the storms without much interference. But if this other area of range folding, which you can see, you could already see it. You could already see that range folding. See the purple? Let's hope that that gets out of here. Which a couple scans ago, it was out of there a couple scans ago, but it's probably going to interfere. Still tornado warned for another 6 more minutes out here. Oh, 4? That's not right. 6 more minutes. I don't know why this says 4. Now it's 5 more minutes. It's probably like 4 minutes and 50 seconds, so that's probably why it says it. Alright, let me go back over to mesoanalysis. Not currently updated. Normally mesoanalysis is like 15 minutes late. Oh, it's updating right now. Hasn't updated, but it's updating. My number one thing to look at mesoanalysis for is going to be the capping. But yeah, these storms still definitely strong, significant storms here. And I mean, these Missouri ones, let me see, when are these Missouri ones supposed to die out? What are these things doing? Because they did pop up pretty fast. Oh, Lord have mercy. These are, jeez. These storms in Missouri probably won't stop until like tomorrow morning. Towards like 6, 7 a.m. And then more of them will kick back up again and give us our marginal risk tomorrow afternoon to evening. I'm supposed to get some thunderstorms tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be anything too fun. Probably just some light rain. Definitely no tornado threat out here. Matter of fact, I'm going to go check the ingredients in Missouri. It's Seems like you're lacking in lower level shear. You're definitely lacking in something else, I can tell you that. Let me try to find it. Lapse rates, boom. Yep, lapse rates, lower level shear. Both of those are terrible. What about the mid-level shear? It's there, it's there. Temperature dew point spread is about 12. So it looks like your lapse rates, as well as your lower level shear is what's limiting this threat in Missouri. Still surprised we're staying at tornado warning here. Well, now this storm is starting to look a bit more interesting. Now it's starting to look like a supercell. You can see the split to it here. You're starting to see a little bit more of that eagle split there. That hook is very close. That might be doing something now. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see here. Let me go see if I can check this feed. Oops. Okay, so this is further on the... Oh, wait. We might actually have a chaser on this. Possibly. We do have a chaser, but he's not live. Oh, we do have a live chaser. There he is. Alright, we do have a live chaser on this, Whoa. Well, I was going to say tornado warning storm, but they just canceled that. So that's no longer a tornado warning, and this one's still destructive for 15 more minutes for 2.75 inch hail. Okay, yeah, the live chaser has, like, there's no wall cloud with it at all. It's a outflow dominant, rainy mess. So that's good news. Very little tornado threat with that storm. Yeah. This could definitely spin up a brief tornado. Keep an eye on the bowing edge of this line here. Wherever it bows, keep an eye on it. So before, we had 2 areas of interest. And now we have another area. Oh, we had another area here too moments ago. But now we have another area out here. So continue to keep an eye on those, because those will be the ones to produce tornadoes if we see tornadoes tonight. We're down to 9 severes. If we stay like this, that would be fantastic. If not, let's get rid of a few severes. That would be great if we could get rid of a few more. Which we'll lose. Let's see how many we lose here. We will lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severes. We will lose 5 severes if none get continued, which we will have some continued. I can guarantee it. They're going to continue a few of them. Also, keep an eye on this. So you see where this is bowing big time. Keep an eye on the northern edge of that bowing area, because that's going to be where the potential for a spin-up tornado would exist. Alright, we should have our new meso analysis in now. We do. Still shows not the worst environment over southern Missouri for big hail, isolated wind potential, and maybe a brief tornado. Environment is worsening out here in Colorado for tornadoes, which is good news. So the longer we go, the less chance we have of seeing a tornado out of this. So hopefully we continue with that trend. But like I said, we're still, regardless, going to have a risk for a spin-up tornado tonight. It just shouldn't be, anything too over the top. Yeah, there's a few areas I'm watching right now. So I'm watching an upper level mezzo up here, area of rotation here in Colorado. Then I'm also going back to this storm in Colorado as well, keeping an eye on the little northern extent of that cell. And also keeping an eye on that outflow boundary in Missouri. So there's a few things that I continue to check every scan on, just making sure everything's staying is mainly heavy rain and just a wind threat. And that's now no longer considerable. Thank you. Much appreciated. No longer tornado warned, and those just got disextended. This will be canceled or not canceled, but rather expired in 11 minutes. So we should continue to see this threat for another about 40 minutes, and then at 10 o'clock, that's when the uncertainty exists. And then at about 11 o'clock, we should, or my bad, at 9 o'clock Eastern, that's when the uncertainty exists from 9 to 10. And then at 10 o'clock, we should at least get an idea of what may happen for the rest of the night. But we won't be live till 10 unless something else happens here. 95% chance for a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued for the potential of 80-mile-an-hour winds and up to 2.75-inch hail. We will see a severe thunderstorm watch within the next 40 minutes for Garden City, Scott City, Dodge City, in or just north of Liberal, Arkansas City, Wichita, Hutchinson, Hayes, Great Bend, Oakley, Colby, Hill City, out there in Kansas. So big MCD for a big watch, and we'll see what the probabilities of that will be. Most likely it will be it'll be pretty high for the wind threat. So again, we're just keeping an eye out here. Eastern Colorado still. That's where we're watching. Eastern Colorado. And then we're also keeping an eye out here in Missouri as well. Missouri is really just a hail threat. Maybe a wind threat. Very isolated. Can't fully rule out a tornado over the next 6 hours or so out in this general vicinity, but it's a very, very, very low chance. Let's see here. You're welcome, Tiffany. I'm trying to get better and better at that. Every live stream, I'm just trying to continue to make it a habit of saying the state after the town name. Because, believe me, I found it out the hard way. I was like, someone just said my town name. And then I go and look, and it's all the way in freaking Indiana. I'm like, man, I'm in Virginia. So, it's very important to say the state. Did we just... Okay. Thought we got an extension. We're up to 10 severes here. Nope. Was that lightning right in front of him? It's so fast, I can't tell if Connor almost got struck by lightning. That lightning was so fast. Look at how fast this lightning was. Connor was just talking about getting... There's your big CG. He got an awesome CG right there. Look at that. Awesome CG right there. And watch this. On the left lane. Right. Boom. So fast. I mean, you could barely even see it. Left lane, right there. I mean, that is really quick. Boom. You could barely see it. Barely see it. I'm not expecting a tornado threat at all. But we'll see. At the moment, I'm not anticipating one. If we do see a tornado threat, it's either going to be for like eastern New Mexico, western Texas, or for like southern Arkansas. Hello, Indiana. I planned on streaming today. What are you talking about? I was a little uncertain if we'd do a video or a live stream, but I planned on live streaming or doing a video. And then this morning I said I'd do a live stream. Thanks to the more notable threat. All right, we're down to just 3 considerable severes here. That might be the lowest considerable severes we've had in Colorado in quite a while. No destructives, no tornado warnings. Then we have 2 considerables in Missouri. So we did just get a downgrade. This one's now normal. If you don't know what considerable is, whenever I say considerable, a considerable severe is a significant severe. Most of the time, your considerable severes are going to be for 1.75-inch hail or 70-mile-an-hour winds. Occasionally, you could see a considerable severe for 2.5-inch hail, or you could see a considerable severe for 2.5-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. So, a considerable severe is anywhere between 70 to 79-mile-an-hour winds and 1.75-inch hail to 2.5-inch hail. And then once you go greater than that, 2.75-inch hail upwards and 80-mile-an-hour winds upwards is more significant. Is destructive. There you go. It's destructive. Let's see here. And when did I say that, Indiana? Tell me when I said that. Let me go check back up towards... Okay, they just downgraded. What did they just downgrade? They downgraded something. Oh, no, they extended this one. So this is still one for 1.25-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Going towards Wild Horse now. So here comes the big mess of cell merge. It's a little bit early. We were expecting it about 9. I said yesterday I couldn't go live yesterday. I didn't say anything about not going live today because I planned on it. I planned to go live today, and then I plan to go live now, Monday. Monday will be a briefing, and we'll most likely go live Tuesday for a briefing. Wednesday will probably be coverage. Thursday, debatable, but probably coverage. And then we'll just go from there. Honestly, Forrest, I don't even know why they warned that storm. Like, look at this. Look at this. The storm was way up here when they tornado warned it. And by the time it got down to the warning, and it actually started to get a hook. See, it actually started to get a hook. And, oh, they canceled it. So it's like right when it started to get a hook, they canceled it. Let's see. No, GFS doesn't have a tropical storm, which is exactly what I thought it would do. Typically, it does that. Ooh, hurricane, hurricane, hurricane. Week later for the same system. Ooh, tropical storm. Week later for the same system. Now you're in range. It's just some rain. It's not going to be anything. That's normally what the GFS says. That's how we go. But it's still exactly what I anticipated, which is at the most, it's going to get to depression, but I don't expect that. What I expect is just a tropical wave delivering the potential for flash flooding. And now, actually, the potential for significant flash flooding. And hopefully that will be limited to just Florida. But there's a chance that's going to be for Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, maybe even to South Carolina. Possibly stretching as far up as North Carolina as well. It looks like we may have a few showers, thunderstorms that make their way up this way. But that's too far out. We got to wait till we're closer to determine that. Definitely Florida, probably Georgia, probably Alabama, iffy on Mississippi, Louisiana, and iffy on North Carolina, Virginia for flood potential. But we'll see. Closer we get, more we'll know. We should lose this considerable in 2 minutes. This one, we'll see. We'll see what that does. Idalia was such a rare storm too, Forrest. Normally, you guys up there in the northern panhandle would see the remnants of a hurricane. Maybe at the most you'd see like a Cat 2, but most of the time it's like a Cat 1 to a tropical storm by the time it gets to you. And Idalia was probably a Cat 3 by the time it hit you. I mean, it probably stayed Cat 3 all the way until, I forgot when it weakened to Cat 2, but I'm pretty sure it was Cat 3 throughout most of Florida. I'm going to see here. I know it got to like Cat 1, Cat 2 into Georgia, but I mean, it was definitely still pretty strong. I can't find the track. Oh, well. Back to Colorado here. We're in our nice radar hole. We'll see what these storms look like here, but yeah, but we'll just keep an eye on it. Currently 17 likes away from our like goal, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. It's greatly appreciated. We're going to continue to live stream for about 40 or so more minutes here. We'll end shortly after the SPC issues their new outlook at 9 p.m. Eastern. Connor's got to get some gas. Don't want to run out of gas in the middle of a storm chase. That would not be fun. Let's see here. All right. I was just checking something, y'all. My bad. Okay. So we're just going to continue to watch these, y'all. Once again, I think the more considerable ones are going to be on the south side. So these should impact our southern storms, and this will probably be the main area to watch for the rest of the night, which I think is hugging the southern extent of the enhanced. Yeah. Right out here. Oh, did they just upgrade that? I bet they did. If they didn't, I'm anticipating they will. Okay, they haven't upgraded it yet, but I imagine they will because we just got a report of 71 mile an hour winds, not but about, gracious day, 3 minutes ago. So they should be upgrading that shortly. No more considerables in Missouri. Let's go. Before they upgrade that, let's see what considerables we're at. Dang it, they upgraded it already. 1, 2, 3. We would have been at 3 considerables, but thanks to that upgrade, we're now at 4. The only tour possible severe currently in the U.S. is this one. Far southeastern Colorado. Far southeastern Colorado. That's the only tour possible severe at the moment. Anywhere in the U.S. Oh. So there you go. That's one for 71, or actually 70 mile an hour winds. Is it observed? Yes, observed 70 mile an hour winds. Right at the strongest portion of that storm, too. And that's right where the velocity was. Honestly, it's probably weakened now. Thanks to the occlusion of that wind bag. I don't think we'll see too many changes to the new SPC outlook. If they're going to do a main change, it's probably going to be... like, if they do a big change, it would be like the removal of the northern enhanced here. But they'll probably still keep like this whole enhanced risk. And cut off this area here. So most of this area should be dropped from the from any risks. And then they'll I guess they'll keep most of this stuff here. They'll probably cut off this area too. But we should keep a good chunk of this risk. We're nowhere near done today. We're done the biggest, in my opinion, we're done the biggest all hazards threat. The biggest hail threat is over. We're done with the biggest hail threat. I don't anticipate any more hailstones over about 2 inch in diameter. The biggest wind threat should begin. We've already seen 80, but I think our biggest wind threat should begin at about 10:30, maybe pushing 11. Yeah, about 10:30 Eastern. I think we'll see that main wind threat, and the main tornado threat I believe is over as well. So I think we've covered the main hail threat, main tornado threat, and a good chunk of the wind threat, but it's probably still gonna peak. Let me see our watch probs. So our watch probs for wind on this one was a 70-50. I wouldn't be surprised if our new one's an 80-60. Which we should, again, see that new watch. We should have a new watch and a new SPC outlook, hopefully, in the next 27 minutes. Hopefully, we'll get it, like, at 9 or just before. Wow, Haley, you remember that? Yes, that was Adalia. I forgot about that. For a minute, I was thinking, what are you talking about? Because I'm like, Adalia didn't hit Central Missouri or Northern Missouri. But then I realized they're talking about that shed that we watched get destroyed. We watched it get destroyed, and sorry, new severe just got issued, and it floated away. Let's see here. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this. And see what happens here. Okay. Not at all, Indiana. Nope. Too much uncertainty. So the new severe we just got was this one right here. For 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds in Colorado. Let's see here. Wow. I didn't realize I was like 5 minutes behind on Connor's feed. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. Well, now they just got a report of 77 mile an hour wind gust there in eastern Colorado. That's the highest report we've seen. I don't believe we've seen an 80 or something. Let's see here. Yep, 77 is the highest we've seen. So far today has had 2.75 inch hail and 77 mile an hour winds, which yesterday had 3 inch hail and 84 mile an hour winds. So it was as of now, yesterday was more significant. Just got another considerable here in Missouri, probably for hail. Yep, 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. Let's go back over here. Strong rotation. If it's on that southern storm, it's corrupted. I can already tell you that. Because that's officially in a bad radar hole. The nearest radar site is 88 miles away, and the one in Dodge City is 150 miles away. So every scan, that storm's just going to get in a worse and worse and worse and worse radar hole. It's honestly, it's not even worth looking at now. It's not even worth looking at. GR Earth shows it. Well, GR Earth doesn't have velocity. But, I mean, if it's on the northern edge, it'd be iffy. Because that northern edge is either hail or is very small area of rotation. I would go with probably a very small area of spinny clouds towards Lamar, but not anything that it concerns me at the moment. Just make sure you're close to your safe spot, away from doors and windows. The storm I'm most interested in at the moment is this one. This big supercell going towards Burlington, Colorado. That's the storm I'm most interested in. Because it's managed to actually be discreet now, and it's a big storm. And remember, we do have a camera in this town, too. So, right when we end the live stream, we'll probably get a view on the storm. Most likely. Do we have a severe watch in Texas, by the way? Because there's a lot of convection down there. Nope. It's just very... Okay, it's very messy. I just saw it on satellite. I was wondering if we had anything, which we don't. I mean, we do have one severe for 60 mile an hour winds and 0.75 inch hail out there. North of Amarillo, Texas. But nothing that's, like, watchworthy at all. Yeah, that's GR Earth for you. It's gonna just shift their rotation every scan. I mean, I'll keep this radar site up, but I mean, there's really no point in using it, so we'll just keep an eye on this one storm in Colorado. All right. Our next severes expire in 5 minutes, and that's 3 of them. So hopefully we will lose 3 severes in 5 minutes. Which one of those would be considerable in Missouri. And then the other one would be a considerable in Colorado, which I'm pretty confident we'll lose that one. I'd be surprised if they keep that. And then the last one we'll lose in 5 minutes is the severe storm up here, which... They may put a very small warning, like right here for the next 15 minutes. Since this warning expires in 5 minutes and the storm's not completely out of the severe yet, but we'll see. Let's see here. What did Connor do? Give me just a second, y'all. Something happened to Connor. Something happened. He can't go over like 40. That's not fun. Hello, Pokey. Welcome to the stream. You're catching the tail end of it, but we're still going to be live for about 30 more minutes. They just continue that severe for 70 mile an hour winds for the next hour and 3 minutes. That is a considerable severe. Arkansas should be okay tonight. Main day to watch is tomorrow. We'll get new info like an hour after I end stream. We'll be able to see more. But yeah, you can see Arkansas really shouldn't get much. Northeast Arkansas may get a few isolated storms towards 1 p.m. And then the more notable storms to watch would be towards 8 p.m. tomorrow night in and around the Little Rock area, pointing to the southwest. Very conditional large hail threat and isolated damaging wind threat. Not sure about a tornado threat at all. I wouldn't completely toss it in the trash can, but it should be very, very low. Not planning on being live tomorrow, no. I'm planning on taking tomorrow off and then daily live streams Monday, starting Monday. HRRR model run. Sarah Wilkins said it's not a radar. Yeah, it would, Indiana, but they just didn't pull it, probably because they got the report in a little bit late. What they did was, instead of pulling an 80-mile-per-hour wind severe, they pulled a 70-mile-per-hour severe observed. Alright, let's see some of these severes expire in 2 minutes. That'd be great. This expires in 15. This expires in 45, 30, 15. I would be blown away if this goes sub-severe, just because it's the main portion of our line. Do we have that severe watch yet? Nope. They said within 16 minutes, so... Oh, no. Don't... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Stupid computer glitches, man. There you go. Did that fix it? I think that fixed it. We the best. Aha! Fixed it. Watch it pop up again. Oh, come on. Something else just went considerable. Oh, no, it got disextended. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, so they actually removed this from being considerable, and the other severe was canceled. So, oh, nope, never mind. They upgraded it to considerable. For what? For wind. This is now considerable for 70-mile-an-hour winds. But hey, the good news is we lost this considerable, we lost this considerable and severe, and we lost this severe, and we lost a considerable over here. So we lost a lot of severes, but unfortunately we gained 2 considerables. So we're up to 3 considerables. Well, actually, I should say we're down to 3 considerables, and we're down to just 9 more severe warnings. So we'll see. Waiting for that new severe thunderstorm watch and waiting for the SPC outlook. Once those 2 come out, the nearest 15 minutes will conclude. Yes, Red Omega. So tomorrow is a low threat for Arkansas, at least. Yes. It's a low in threat at the moment. They only have a marginal risk out. I'll show you the risk area here. Let's see. Here's tomorrow's risk. Honestly, weird. If anywhere, I really think the main threat will be this area here. So I'm a bit surprised the marginal's not more to the south. They'll probably fix that overnight when they issue their new outlook. It's wind threat and a hail threat at the moment. Tornado threat, there's nothing present. I do want to see the model runs just to see if they show a tornado threat being possible. Yeah, a brief tornado can't be fully ruled out. Most likely area would be right around and pointing west of Little Rock in this area here. I don't know if they'll pull a 2% there. I'm not the SPC, so I can't tell you they will, but based on the model runs I've seen, that looks to be the best chance for a tornado. But it still looks to be fairly low. You know what? Seems like we have some uncertainties here. There's two different scenarios for tomorrow. Either we see the best, or I shouldn't say the best, but the highest tornado threat here, or back out here. So it's actually not set in stone. Ooh, shocker. It seems like some models want storms to fire here, and then move off to the south-southeast, or I should say fire up here, move off to the south-southeast. And some models want storms to fire here, and then just stay present for an hour, and then die off like a little bit more east. So I still think isolated wind and isolated damaging winds upwards of 50 and large hail upwards of 1 inch in diameter will be possible, and can't fully rule out a tornado somewhere in this general vicinity here. But it seems like there's a lot of uncertainty on exactly where storms will fire, so just make sure you're weather aware. It's a low end risk, so the chance that you get anything is very low. It is very low. They did continue that considerable severe as expected. 12 more minutes toward possible 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.5 inch hail. We'll see if they push that longer or not. There goes your other considerable severe, too. Is it raining on our camera yet? According to radar, it is. Alright, well, Connor's not going to be, he's going to continue to try to chase, but, I mean, he's going 40 miles per hour. The storms are moving east at 40 miles per hour, but he's not going to go in a straight line. You know, storms can just go. He's got to follow the road network, which, you know, probably isn't going to lead him in a direct straight line. So, yeah. Welcome, Pokey. You probably won't get in a watch tonight, Haley. If you do, it would be a severe watch, but most likely we're going to see a severe watch well off to your south towards this area tonight. We'll probably see a little watch here. We're about to see a big watch here at any given second. And then later on tonight, towards probably like 3 a.m., we'll see another little watch here. And how long does that watch in Missouri go? 5 hours? So, yeah, they'll probably issue a decent-sized watch here, actually. Depending on if the threat is still going in the morning or not, which will be a call that they make at like 3, 4 a.m. But it should not include you. West Texas tomorrow. It looks messy. It could easily uptrend, knowing Texas. It could uptrend to like 7-inch hail or something. Not actually, but you know, it probably would uptrend towards like 2-3-inch hail possible. But at the moment, it looks like isolated half-inch to an inch in diameter hail and isolated 30 to 40 mile an hour winds will be possible west in and west of Amarillo to late tomorrow evening into the night hours. But like I said, it could uptrend. It wouldn't surprise me. That's the two areas I'm watching tomorrow is West Texas, Eastern New Mexico, and then this area here as well. That area is going to be smaller tomorrow. There's just uncertainty. Either we will be watching the western quadrant of it or the eastern quadrant of it, depending on what the storms do tonight. Because the storms tonight will influence where severe storms happen tomorrow. In Arkansas or Oklahoma. No more considerables in Missouri anymore. Would not be too blown away to see a Tor Possible tag come through for this storm in Simmons or Houston, southern Missouri. Looks like we have a little supercell here that just might have some spinning clouds to it. out there near Simeons and Summersville, Missouri. When do we lose this? 7 minutes, and that's in 37 minutes. That's in 7 minutes. How many severes do we lose? We're back up to 10 severes, unfortunately, but we will lose 1, 2, 3, 4 severes in 7 minutes. I anticipate they'll continue at least 2 of those, so hopefully we'll be down to 8 severes. A little bit worried about that storm east of Missouri. I'm kind of just waiting for the red box to appear, because that does look tornadic. I am worried about that. I'm hoping I'm dead wrong, because I definitely don't want a tornado warning right when I'm about to end. So, we'll keep an eye on that. I'm getting a little worried about that thing. Whoa. That thing is getting pretty strong. Those winds are probably up to about 70. Report of 60. Ooh, also some small hail with that too. Keep an eye on that storm. The new SPC Outlook should be out in about 7 minutes, and the Severe Watch should be out any given second. Oh, there's the Severe Watch. All right, my guess for these probs was a... Oh, hold on. Let me look at this. This is the old watch. So my guess for the new watch was an 80-60 for wind. It is a 60-60. It's lower. Basically what that means is, it means there's a lower chance for damaging winds to occur, but if they do occur, there's a higher chance that they will be significant. So this says about 85 mile per hour winds possible. Not 85 mile per hour winds possible, 80 mile per hour winds likely, tennis ball sized hail possible. A couple tornadoes still possible. What's the TOR probs on that? So the probs are 22, 60, 60, 40, 30. Very low hail threat. Low tornado threat, but still notable enough. 40% chance we see a tornado out here. Or rather, 20% chance we see 2 or more tornadoes. And the wind threat by far is the most notable. Three miles from the severe watch. I think you'll be perfectly fine. Some isolated rumbles of thunder tonight. Some isolated very heavy rain. Definitely a possibility. But I don't think you'll see anything tonight. Let's see. We're getting new data now, so I'll look at that new data, but it doesn't show you getting anything. And I agree with that. Hoping to end the live stream in 15 minutes if this stuff can just stay. There it is. This is a extremely dangerous situation, as we now have a severe warning for 100 mile an hour winds, as we have a report of 96. We have a report of 96 mile an hour winds out here. So this is an extremely dangerous situation southwest of Goodland, Kansas. That is a severe warning for 100 mile an hour winds. That just verified our 90 mile per hour wind title right there. There you go. 96 mile an hour wind report. Is that just someone waving? Oh, that is observed. That is observed. Wow. 100 mile an hour winds observed. This is an extremely dangerous situation. That is an EDS. That is an EDS. Very rare. This ain't a PDS. This is an EDS. An extremely dangerous situation with potentially life-threatening impacts of hurricane force damaging winds. You are in a life-threatening situation. 95 mile an hour winds has been reported 5 miles to the south of Burlington. This is a EDS, an extremely dangerous situation. That is something. I'm glad we went a couple minutes over. This is an extremely dangerous situation for 4,960 people, 5 schools, 1 hospital. If you are along I-70 west of Goodland, I highly suggest you turn around. If you are in this area, I highly suggest you turn around and find a place to seek shelter somewhere in Goodland or just to the southwest. The strongest portion of these winds that will have hurricane force winds will be very close to, but probably sticking south of I-70. This is going to go right over Highway 385. That's where we're getting the 100-mile-an-hour winds potential, is right over I-385 here. EDS is worse. The weird thing is, though, Marcus, so an extremely dangerous situation, I've only seen those, typically I only see those with 100-mile-per-hour winds, or even 90. And then sometimes you'll see it with 4 to 5 inch hail. But, like, about, like, a month ago, we saw an extremely dangerous situation in Wisconsin for 70-mile-an-hour winds. Which was really strange. Really, really strange. But typically an EDS is greater than a PDS. So just make sure you are in your safe spot. We've got an observed 100-mile-per-hour severe out here, southwest of Goodland, Kansas. We have a camera. We do have a camera in the path of this. Just actually, wow, we have one in Wallace. Where's that? That's south of Goodland. Where is that? I don't even know where the heck that is. Oh, that's outside the severe. That's out over here. I see it now. But we do have one in this town here, west of Goodland. Well, we're going to extend our live stream longer due to this extremely dangerous situation for the next 46 minutes. So we're going to continue for about another hour, most likely. Thanks to this. Unless it's canceled. Which those wind speeds already look to be weakening a bit. There's your pocket of 100-mile-an-hour winds right here. So you can see that went right over where we had the report of 96-mile-an-hour winds. That is a flash flood warning that was just issued as well. Wow, it is not every day you see that, but this is, I believe this is the 4th 100-mile-per-hour severe we've seen in 2024. I believe this is the 4th 100-mile-an-hour severe we've seen. Which is crazy. Because those things, you would be really unlucky if you see one of those per year. We've seen like 4. I know for a fact we've seen 3, but I believe we've seen 4. Let me see. Yeah, so just make sure that you are in your safe spot. Goodland, this isn't going to hit you. You'll probably get some rain from this. But the 100-mile-an-hour winds will stay off to your southwest. The most populated area this is going to hit. It would have been Burlington. Burlington, you probably had about, if I had to guess, 70, maybe near 80-mile-per-hour winds, because the 80-mile-per-hour winds really strengthen to your south. So this shouldn't hit too much of a populated area. We now got a tornado warning.
4. Central Prowers County in southeastern Colorado, Prowers County in Colorado.
Now that is really rotating. It's hard to tell from the radar site, but I can already tell you that's rotating a lot. So there's your new tornado warning. You'll see that come through shortly. It's for this storm in southern Colorado. We did just lose more considerables. We're down to 2 considerables. But unfortunately, we just gained a tornado warning and a extremely dangerous situation severe. So we're going to keep an eye on that There's your warning. I was wanting to wait for that. So that's south of Lamar, where we now have a active tornado warning. That ramped up really fast. Took about 3 scans for that to really get ramping up. So you could see that bulge that I was talking about that we needed to watch. And that cell merge hit it from the south just like right now. And helped to bulge it out even more. So there's a very large area. Most likely decently strong region of rotation. Capable of producing a tornado here south of Lamar, Colorado. But again, we do have an extremely dangerous situation. That's an EDS. Extremely dangerous situation. Out here southeast of Burlington. So we do have a very dangerous thunderstorm ongoing with 100-mile-per-hour winds observed. So run to your safe spot immediately if you're in this. This is starting to go into Kansas now. So this is the border of Colorado and Kansas. So seek shelter immediately if you're inside that severe, and seek shelter immediately if you're inside the tornado warning. So we own, wow, that is really good news. So this is really the only storm to keep an eye on. That's your only considerable in Colorado. Then we do, oh, well, never mind. There's your other considerable. So we have a considerable here and a considerable here, and then the destructive. So really 2 to keep an eye on, the one in Burlington, Colorado going just south of Goodland, Kansas, and then of course the one in Lamar, Colorado as well. That one further to the west is warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. This one right here in Colorado. I would be blown away if we are seeing the 100-mile-per-hour winds still with this storm. That area of velocity you could see. Remember I said, uh-oh, that's because I saw these pixels. And normally those pixels mean that it's breaking velocity. And shortly after that, we got that destructive for 100. So it was warned for 70, and then boom, right to 100. We jumped from 70 to 100. Which you may think, oh, that's got to be like the biggest jump ever. Nope. In 2024, we saw a jump from 60 to 100. This is most likely hail, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. This is most likely hail on the correlation coefficient, so that's probably also dropping around the realms of 1-inch hail, if not slightly greater. Again, in eastern Colorado. Also keeping an eye on this storm that's now tornado warning in southeast Colorado, south of Lamar. Like I said, it's in the perfect radar hole now. It is in the perfect radar hole. The more this, it's going to continue. Like, the middle of this radar hole is right towards Lacken, Kansas. So until it gets to Lacken, then it's just going to continue to get into a worse and worse radar hole. So it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then finally better as it gets towards Dodge City's radar site. So we won't have a good view of that storm for forever. Still warned for 100-mile-an-hour winds. Honestly, I'm expecting them to drop this at any given second. So just remain in your safe spot until they drop that severe thunderstorm warning. We should have the new SPC outlook by now. Let me look up the new data. Yeah, the new data from the HRRR model, the new HRRR model, I should say, still has this MCS continuing all the way till late tonight. And then still a severe threat in southern Missouri as well. All the way till 6, 7 a.m. And the new SPC outlook should be out now. It is, and they've maintained most of the risk area. They actually maintained pretty much all of it. Yeah, so that enhanced risk was just shrunk a little bit, but they still kept that slight risk because there's storms behind the main line that is severe currently. Let's see. Still very large 2% tornado risk. The hail risk, tiniest 30 sig. Tiniest 30 sig hail risk was maintained right there. So that dark brown area you see there is a 30 significant chance for large hail. And in the wind threat, they still maintained the 30 hatched wind here. That green is 30 hatched. Not all of that is actually hatched. I just realized that. That green area you saw, some of it was hatched, a 30 hatched. Some of it was a 15 hatched. So here's the SPC outlook. I didn't realize there was a 15 hatched. So there's your 30 hatched area. And then they also have a 15 hatched area too. Your hail threat, tiniest little 30 hatched there. And then still your large 2%. So most of your risk was actually maintained. These are the storms in Missouri. None of them are impressive. Tornado warning in southeast Colorado. Can't really tell what's going on there at all. And then your severe, extremely dangerous situation out here in Burlington, Colorado, south of Goodland, Kansas, for 100-mile-per-hour winds being a possibility. 100-mile-an-hour winds has been observed with this storm. But there it is. There's your other report. So that says 68. So I'd be pretty surprised if we're seeing anything. Oh, that says 66. I'd be surprised if we're seeing anything greater than 70 with this at the moment. But we'll see what they decide to continue this for. It's still warned for 100. It will stay warned for 100 for 37 more minutes unless they otherwise specify, which they will most likely. They will most likely disextend that and downgrade it. Wow. Yeah, see how those winds have drastically decreased? They were slowly strengthening, so at this point, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, then back down to probably closing towards 90, 80, 70, 60, and now they're back down to about 60, according to velocities. So, yeah, there's your line. If we are still seeing 100-mile-an-hour winds, it's going to be right in that area where it's really bowing out more. Most likely area for 100-mile-an-hour winds would be this small corridor here. Right there. Which, again, I don't believe we actually are seeing that significant of winds anymore. So, that's why I'm consistently looking at this polygon, waiting for them to drop that tag of 100-mile-an-hour winds. There you go. I knew 90-mile-an-hour winds would be a possibility today. I was thinking we may push 100, but honestly, I'm very surprised we actually got to it. 100-mile-an-hour winds, severes are rare. I've seen a report for 94 and 95-mile-an-hour winds, and it doesn't go to 100. But typically, when there's a report of 95 or greater, they'll issue one for 100. It really just seems, it's really just how they feel, honestly. What they think the storm's going to continue to produce. Because if we get a report for 2.75-inch hail, I've seen them not upgrade it before. And then I've seen a report for 2.75-inch hail, and they upgrade it for 3. So, really just seems like it's just going to depend on what the storm's doing and what they think it's going to continue to do. In 3 more minutes, we'll lose 4 severes. And then in 19 more minutes, we'll lose... Oh, no. 4 more minutes, we'll lose 3 severes. In 19 minutes, we'll lose 3 more severes. By the way, this green box is a flash flood warning for those who may not know. The tornado warning remains in effect still. Further to the south out here, south of Lamar, Colorado, for 34 more minutes. So make sure you are still in your safe spot. We now have another destructive severe that has just been issued. This is also now destructive for 80-mile-per-hour winds. And this has just been upgraded as well for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So this one's now warned for 70. This one's now warned for 80. Both in Colorado. We now have a report of 82-mile-an-hour winds out here. in the wild, is this Wild Horse area? Yep. So that's now an observed 80-mile-per-hour severe. Oh, wow. Honestly shocked. They have kept the severe for 100-mile-an-hour winds for Burlington. I am very shocked by that. I did not think they were going to keep that. Yep, there's a report of 82-mile-an-hour winds. Train spotter with oh my word, I'm done. Measured 82-mile-per-hour wind gust due to outflow. And look at that. It doesn't look impressive on radar at all, right? You know why? Because the freaking radar is way over here. We are 67 miles away. Which typically anything less than 80 is going to be at least a little accurate. But the most accurate range is about... let me look real quick. Most accurate range is from 5 miles to about 50. That's the most accurate radar range. So they did maintain this destructive severe for 100-mile-an-hour winds. That has been maintained. Let me go back over here. So the destructive out here towards Wild Horse, Colorado will be dropped in 17 minutes. However, the tornado warning and the destructive for 100-mile-an-hour winds will be dropped in 31 more minutes. So we're going to continue for a while longer until these severes are dropped. Again, this is an extremely dangerous situation, EDS. For 100-mile-an-hour winds with tornadic wind-like speeds that have been observed, or hurricane-like wind speeds that have been observed. Both hurricane and tornadic-like wind speeds, actually. You know, tornado wind speeds and can be right around 100, and hurricane-force wind speeds are right around 100 as well. Here's the text that they put on it, by the way. This is exactly what they said. You were in a life-threatening situation. That's one. This is an extremely dangerous situation with tornado-like wind speeds that are expected. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles are especially susceptible to winds of this magnitude and may be overturned. For your protection, move into an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. This storm has the potential to cause serious injury and significant property damage. Also, torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm that may lead to flash flooding. 100-mile-an-hour winds have been observed with this storm. Jeez. That is quite the warning right there. Isabel, is that the third or the fourth 100-mile-per-hour severe this year? I know for a fact we've had 3. But I can't remember if we had another 100. If we did, it was the one in Texas. But I can't remember if we did see one in Texas or not. I know for a fact we've had one in... Well, now we've had 2 in Kansas. And where was the other one? I know we had a third one for sure. I can't remember. Kansas, and now Kansas/Colorado. We definitely had one more. I can't remember. My brain is not good. Past 7 p.m., this brain starts to shut down. Man, if we didn't continue for just a few more minutes, we were going to end it 3 hours in. Normally, that's when we end, but because of the SPC Outlook, we stayed live for an additional 15. And if we ended at 3 hours, into this live stream, just 3 minutes later, we would have had all this stuff kick off. Again, we've got an observed warning for 80-mile-an-hour winds out here in Colorado for Wild Horse. Train spotter reported 82, measured 82-mile-an-hour winds. We have a destructive severe, which this one is an extremely dangerous situation for 100-mile-an-hour winds that have been observed out here southwest of Goodland, Kansas, for Burlington, pointing to the southeast in Colorado as well. Then we have a tornado warning further to the south out here, southeast of Lamar, for the potential of a tornado to be imminent or possibly even on the ground out here. And we do not have any type of radar coverage out here. This is about the highest quality radar you're going to get, and it is from a radar site over 80 miles away. My bad, from a mile site almost 100 miles away. So like I said, we are in a perfect radar hole out here, southeast Colorado, southwestern Kansas. Still some severes in Missouri. Thankfully, this one, which looked impressive for about 2 scans, fell apart fast. So that's good news. Did they ever put Tor Possible in that? No. Good. Good. Alright, back over to this one. Let me go check our traffic camera, see if it's been absolutely demolished yet. It's just light to moderate rainfall. I mean, it's barely been windy out there west of Goodland. So the most damaging winds from this storm by far is going to be right here. Even more pinpointing that here. That's where our most damaging winds will be. Man. Absolutely crazy. So make sure you're still seeking shelter if you're in any of these areas that are in the orange or that red box. The red box, not many people inside that. That's a tornado warning for a tornado imminent, possibly even on the ground. This brown box for 80-mile-an-hour winds that has been observed out here in Wild Horse, Colorado. This one is for 100-mile-an-hour winds that have been observed southwest of Goodland, for Burlington, Colorado, for these areas in Colorado as well. And then you go into Kansas, southwest of Goodland, Kansas. Also includes Sharon Springs, Kansas as well. We are down to 9 severes. Unfortunately, 2 particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warnings, and then we do have our tornado warning as well. And we have an extremely dangerous situation as well, which is this 100-mile-per-hour severe, which I want to point out again, I don't know how the extremely dangerous situation EDS thing works, because I've seen an EDS for 100-mile-an-hour winds, I've seen an EDS for 90, and I've seen an EDS for 70. So I don't know how it works. Which is why I don't have a scene for EDS, because it could be for 70-mile-an-hour winds, it could be for 100, it could be for 90. By the way, that's where your severe watch is located in the pink. That's where you have a severe thunderstorm watch located. Conditions are favorable for the development of significant damaging winds upwards of 100-mile-per-hour winds and significant hail upwards of 2.75 inch in diameter. And a few brief weak tornadoes will also be possible into the overnight hours. This watch goes for the next 6 hours and 40 minutes all the way till 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Central, aka local. We are very close to the radar site here. Just come back to those storms in Missouri every once in a while. This is out here, Kansas, Colorado border. And we'll keep an eye on it. I don't anticipate them to continue that tornado warning beyond 24 more minutes, so that should expire in 24 minutes south of Bristol, Colorado. Give me a moment. Alrighty. So this is still warned for 100. Hopefully they drop it this time. Yeah, Sam, we have a severe for 100-mile-an-hour winds observed right now, southwest of Goodland, Kansas. And we have an observed 80 mile per hour severe, and we have a tornado warning too. And we also had a unwarned tornado on the ground towards the middle portion of this live stream. We also had 3-inch hail and multiple events of 2.75-inch hail. Now you're caught up to speed for today. I'm not too confident in this MCS forming to the south. Obviously, this thing formed more to the north. And also want to point out, it is way more organized than any model run detected. So this could be a very long tracked one here. Lord have mercy. Train spotter stuck his finger up in the air and estimated 100-mile-an-hour winds ongoing. Pea-sized tail too. Did y'all realize that I twisted the words of that? I said train spotter stuck his finger up in the air and estimated 100-mile-an-hour winds. Not the first 100 report of 2024. Interesting. Where's that located? Just to the west of the polygon? Or west of the border? Wow. Four minutes ago? Whoa, wait, what? Whoa, what type of RFD does this thing have? Apparently, we're getting the 100-mile-an-hour winds over here. Which before they were out in front, now they've turned to a bit more on the west quadrant. Wow. No wonder why they continued that 100-mile-per-hour severe warning, because I got a report of 100 from somebody sticking their finger up in the air. I just got a considerable east of Springfield for 1.75-inch hail here in Missouri, as well as 60-mile-an-hour winds for the next 20 minutes. We will be live until that expires, unless it's continued. We're going to stay live until both of these, preferably, I hope, until this one is no longer destructive, and until this one at least goes down to 80. So today is by far more significant than yesterday was. We went from 77-mile-an-hour winds to the max report all the way to 100. We jumped from 77 as the max wind report to 100 in the matter of 5 minutes. Absolutely crazy. And I don't think we'll be seeing any reports for 3-inch hail. I think our max size today is going to be 2.75, which will be just barely under what I put for the title in this stream. But the wind threat by far overperformed. But we definitely knew that the potential for an MCS with 90, maybe pushing 100-mile-an-hour winds would be possible. I'll go check the reports again. Yeah, still the highest report, or largest report, I should say, is 2.75-inch hail. There you go. Come on, English now. It's late, but it's not that late. Unfortunately, they are continuing the destructive severe for 80-mile-an-hour winds out here. Geez, for an hour and 4 minutes. Unfortunately, I'm not staying live that long. For 4 hours is like, I'm going to call it quits at 4 hours. I don't mind missing 80-mile-per-hour severes, and it bugs me to miss 90-mile-per-hour severes, but I really hate missing 100. I do not want to miss 100-mile-per-hour severes. So it looks like we have 3 MCSs that have decided to reveal themselves. We've got number 1, which is very significant. Number 2, which is also significant. And number 3. And with these new MCSs that have formed, all of our model data is going to be garbage because they're dead wrong already. Our new model data had all this stuff jumbled up, doing barely anything at the moment. Still, new HRRR has severe storms tomorrow in southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas. Actually uptrended in western Arkansas a bit. Let me go look at the meso analysis. I believe I forgot to look at that for 01Z. Shocker, the environment became more favorable over the last hour for all hazards. Capping is still there, but storms don't care about capping once they keep going. If storms are really going, the capping just... Sometimes it will kill them off, and other times it just... I mean, storms just plow right through it. Still continuing the 100-mile-per-hour severe for 17 more minutes. I am very surprised. That is quite something. Hopefully that gets downgraded soon. Let's see here. 100-mile-per-hour wind report. Again, honestly, even though that's 100-mile-per-hour wind report, literally, I believe somebody's just stuck their finger up there and then just said, this feels like 100. Now, the measured wind report at 96 miles per hour is a whole heck of a lot different. Big difference between, I think this is 100 versus this is 100. Is that a... Okay. No, that is a special MCD. We just got a special MCD for an MCS. Long story short, we just got a mesoscale discussion for a line of damaging winds. A swath of 80 to 95 mile an hour wind gusts could continue for the next few hours as an organized severe thunderstorm cluster continues tracking across east-southeastern Colorado into west-central Kansas. This will, let's see. Steepening mid-level lapse rates should support and maintain the potential for an intense cluster as it should continue to the east-southeastward over the next couple hours. So they're expecting this to continue all the way till midnight Eastern. Which, not surprised. Gracious day. So early heads up, if you are in this special MCD, you need to be extremely weather aware. This includes Goodland, Brewster, Winona, especially Winona and Sharon Springs and Russell Springs, Oakley. You guys are, I mean, if you're right out in front of this, this is like the direct path. So if it doesn't change, this is the area that could see upwards of 100-mile-per-hour winds over the next 3 hours. Or 2 hours, 30 minutes. So now 2 hours, 29 minutes. So very, very dangerous. Very dangerous MCS that has formed there. Go back up to it here. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. We should get a new severe for that at probably within the next 10 minutes, I'd say. Probably within the next 9 minutes before 9:40 Eastern. Or right around that time frame, we should see a new one here. New severe. The extent of the cluster and MCSs remain uncertain. So they're unsure if it's going to continue beyond midnight. But I wouldn't be too surprised if it does. Our new model data is, again, not going to be useful. Because this new data is very much wrong. It shows these storms being still severe, but definitely on the messier and clustier side of things, not being 100-mile-per-hour winds ongoing ordeal. Still have a tornado warning for the next 13 minutes. Extremely dangerous situation for 100-mile-an-hour winds for the next 13 minutes. And the other destructive goes for 28 more minutes with the extension for 58 more minutes. So these are going to continue throughout the night for sure. But the peak activity, we've already passed most of the peak activity, but I believe we're peaking the wind threat now. Which is exactly when we were expecting. Well, nope. I'll take that back because we were talking about more of 10 o'clock. There was a lot of uncertainty on how this cell merge was going to go, and it went the worst case scenario way for damaging winds. It did an absolute worst case scenario. Wow. So that southern storm is the one that's warned for 80, and the northern storms combined together to become 100. And the southern storms fired off and cell merged, which were originally warned for 80. They're now continued to be warned for 70, and the potential for tornadoes. And all this activity is expected to continue for at least the next 2 hours and 26 more minutes. And we got another considerable in Missouri. Both of those, and we got another considerable in Missouri. We got 3 considerables now. 2 for 41 more minutes here. And then this one's for 11 more minutes. All of them are for hail, 1.75 inch hail. So that now makes us up to 3 considerable, 3 destructive, and a tornado warning. And an extremely dangerous situation for 100-mile-an-hour winds. Wow. What a day already this has been. Absolutely crazy. Welcome back, Legacy. I didn't know you tuned into the stream. I would have welcomed you. I had to get the cold water. I wouldn't be too shocked if this is beginning to rotate either, but this is right on the corruption beam. So, I wouldn't count on it. 10 more minutes left of this extremely dangerous situation. We'll see if they continue it or if it gets canceled. And by canceled, I mean downgraded, not actually canceled. Wow. A special MCD for a line. I don't know if I've seen that. I've definitely seen it before, but I don't know if I've seen it this year. Like, that's crazy. 95 to 100-mile-an-hour winds possible. Some gust could reach 95. Absolutely crazy. Velocities are showing at the moment widespread 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. But we know that that isn't always the case because this 100-mile-an-hour wind report came from velocities only at 55. So 55 mile-an-hour velocities. 55 mile-an-hour velocities gave you 100 mile-an-hour wind report. They've continued the extremely dangerous situation for 100 mile-an-hour winds. Absolutely crazy. Now we just got to see if they extend it. So you can see they continued it because they disextended it. So that means a continuation of the severe. Now we just got to see if they extend it. So again, three MCSs have formed now. We've got MCS number 1, which is by far the most significant. MCS number 2, which is very tiny, but still significant. And MCS number 3, which is on the larger side. Still significant, but not as significant. It's 1 for 70. So we've got 100 mile-an-hour winds, 80 mile-an-hour winds, 70 mile-an-hour winds. And then again, we have a special MCD right here. Special MCD in that tannish color for the potential of 95 mile-an-hour winds for the next 2 hours and 22 minutes. Gracious day. Look at that pocket. So the potential for 100 mile-an-hour winds is all around this storm. You could have 100 mile-an-hour winds in the Bow Echo, in the Notch, in the RFD slot, and in the inflow. So if you're anywhere around this area, that's why we have such a big 100 mile-an-hour severe. It's not, it's not like a tornado emergency where they issue a tiny box for a small area. They've issued a decently sized, and actually it was much larger. This was the original size of the 100 mile-an-hour severe. Because the whole supercell has the potential of 100 mile-an-hour winds, not just a small little area. Oh, they corrected this report to 97. Did they change this one on me? Nope, still 82. I'd be blown away if it goes to 110, but then again, I'm blown away it's staying at 100 the whole time, so. I don't know, 2024 has been crazy, so wouldn't surprise me. Let me see. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Thankfully, it's not for the most populated area. Just under 1,000 people inside that severe, but that's a lot of people still. That is a lot of people. Gracious day. I really hope we don't see any type of damage out of this. Let me see. Where are the majority of these homes at? Probably on the northern extent. Honestly, I don't see many. Oh, Sharon Springs. That's where they're at. So hopefully this is just over some fields. Hopefully it's just over fields. The 100 mile-an-hour severe expires in 4 minutes. I thought we were going to have a continuation by now, but I was wrong. So we'll just wait and see when they issue that new severe and see what it's warned for. They're most likely just debating on whether they want to put it for 80, 90, or 100. I think the most likely is for 80, but I wouldn't be surprised with a 90 or a 100. Just based off the velocities and the reports we've seen, the safer bet is probably a 90. Because those velocities are, some of them are greater than 80. Some are at 80. And we've had reports of 100 mile-an-hour winds when velocities were at 55. So a safer bet would be 90. But we'll see what they do. We shall see. And we shall see in less than 150 seconds. If not, then this thing's going to go sub-severe. Which would be insane. Yeah, my guess is 90 as well. We did just lose one destructive, so that's good news. However, we still have this one for 80, so we lost this portion of it. So still warned for 80, though. Let's see. One of those considerables is the central one over Norwood, Missouri, has been downgraded to 1.25 inch hail. But we'll keep an eye on it. We will watch all of them. We're back up to 10 severes, but that's going down pretty quick. We're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severes in about 100 seconds. But we should gain at least 2 new severes. We're just waiting for this to be issued. And I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to end at 4 hours. I guess I'll just go a little bit longer. Until I feel like I can end. Or until I feel like I should end. They got to issue this very, very soon. They've got just a couple of seconds left to issue it. So I'll take just like a 2-minute break once they issue this severe. That way we know what it's warned for. Gracious day. This thing has less than 60 seconds before it goes unwarned. In 60 seconds, this will be warningless. 40 now. They have 40 seconds to issue a severe. 35. Holy crap. 30 seconds. It doesn't look like they're going to pull it. It looks like somebody's going a little bit slower. Well, there goes the severe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is no longer severe warned. This is now an unwarned storm. Good job, National Weather Service. Good job. Good job. They also downgraded this one to 70, so... Oh, hi. 90. Extremely dangerous situation for 90. Alrighty, I will be right back. They just warned that for 90, extremely dangerous situation. Is it observed? No, it is not observed. I will be right back. We also no longer have a tornado warning. Alright. I am back. Where did I go? I went for my second break. I have to take little breaks here. Can't go 4 hours straight. I mean, I could. This is not the healthiest thing. We'll probably, I think we are going to end at 4 hours, honestly. I think we will. I know I just said I probably won't, but I didn't expect them to drop the other destructive too and not do anything with the warning, so we'll probably just drop the stream here in 8 minutes or so in the stream. It's also radar indicated 90, which is good news. It's not observed. So just be mindful of that. If you're out in front of this, you need to seek shelter immediately. Keep a very close eye on it. Keep a very close eye on it if you're out in front of it. So if we have anyone from Sharon Springs, Winona, Page City, Russell Springs, Wallace, you guys need to be running to your safe spot now, as there's a storm capable of 90 mile-an-hour winds heading your way. And downstream here, we're going to be watching Oakley, Grove City, Grainfield, Grinold Park, Scott City, Gregston, Healy, Amy, Dighton, Shields, all those areas, Grove City as well, all those areas for the potential of wind speeds upwards of 85 to 95 miles per hour. I'll monitor it. If it gets warned for 100, I may or may not go live. I'll just see. But typically I stop watching radar intensely after 11. Normally I'm intensely watching the radar from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Keeping a very close eye on it. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. We reached the like goal. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell set to all so you know when I go live or upload a video. We got a lot of new subscribers today, so thank you guys for that. And share the channel with your family, friends, and on social media. I'm not going to continue streaming this, but it's still going to continue, so make sure you have other ways to receive watches, warnings, and advisories. We are down to 9 severes. Unfortunately, now 5 of those are considerable. 1 of them is destructive. So, yeah, most of these are going to be considerable for wind. Wind is your biggest threat. I don't think any are for hail, actually. Wind. Where's the 5th? 1 for wind, 1 for wind, 1 for... Oh, there's 1 for hail in Missouri. I was like, where's the 5th one at? We do have a 1.75-inch hail severe thunderstorm warning west of Winona for Missouri this time. Not Kansas, but Missouri. So Winona, Kansas is in a destructive severe for 90 mile-an-hour winds. Winona, Missouri, just to your west, there's a considerable for 1.75-inch hail. Big difference. So, like I said, I'll monitor it. If I feel like going live again, I'll just go live. That's the good thing about running your own channel. You could just go live whenever you want. So, if I feel like it's worth going live for, I'll go live for it. We've already covered a good chunk of this, so I'm comfortable enough with ending. I mean, we're down to just 1 notable severe. And that's probably going to be the main issue for tonight. And then these will probably merge. These are most likely going to merge near Dodge City and then become an additional threat to the east of that. So I'll just check one more time for the HRRR model. Okay, we don't have the 01Z. So we're going to conclude the live stream, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was greatly appreciated to have y'all here. A bit of a flash warning. You know, we're going to zoom this in, like, all the way. We're going to get rid of the SPC outlook, and we're going to get rid of the watches. Flash warning. Woohoo, yikes. Big flash warning. So, yeah, thank you to the mods for on chat. Legacy Catman. Thank you all for being here and mod in the chat. I don't think we had a mod for, like... Oh, we had Brooklyn and Chip. Thank you guys for mod in the chat as well. I was going to say, I don't think we had a mod for the first half, but... Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I will not see y'all tomorrow, actually. I will be seeing you guys on Monday for the next live stream. Monday will be the next live stream, which will be a briefing. Tuesday will probably be a briefing. Bit unsure about that. Wednesday will be live coverage. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Make sure you stay extremely weather aware if you are inside that severe thunderstorm watch in Kansas. Very, very important to stay weather aware if you are inside a watch today. And especially if you are out towards Winona, Sharon Springs, back out towards Oakley, Scott City in Kansas, as that is a very dangerous storm. So stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics. I'll see you guys in Monday night's live stream, probably about 5:50 Eastern. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch severe weather, and I'll see you guys in Monday's live stream. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys later. Good.